Lock in, lock in, lock in.
Yes.
I'm saying that to myself more than for you. Okay. So last session was fun for most of us. Some people almost died. Some people did die. Others. Oh yes, the music. Thank you.
Music bot, my beloved.
Yes. It's adding to the environment. Some people did die. That person being Maverick, who will not be here for this session in the mountains. But I was like, if there's any good time to not be here to go skiing, this is probably it. So
I think she planned it. It was planned, guys.
Yeah, that she killed off her character on purpose, just so that she could go skiing this week.
Totally.
But
It's actually really relevant.
yeah, you found some interesting loot, interesting lore bits, you could say. You found out that the virtue that you were with was not the real one, and then tried to kill all of you. Almost succeeded in at least getting all of you down in some way, shape, or form. So I guess congratulations, fake virtue, even though that's not really something to be excited for.
You can't see, but I'm bowing right now.
Thank you. And at the end of last session, you found out that the fake virtue was successful in killing Maverick. And that's where we're gonna be brought back to, as Rock Crusher. Otto is, as you can see, Otto is stable but not awake. And Maverick is gone. Or Virtue is gone and Maverick is dead. So what are you gonna do, Rock Crusher?
What did the real virtue ever actually reappear, or is it just I've got I'm just surrounded by all my dead friends?
I don't know where any of your, I don't know where your friends are yet.
Ah, shit, I knew it was going to end like this one day. Oh well, time to start again. What was the exit? No.
Where's the exit?
Did Virtue turn into like a pile of goo or something, or does it look like a dead body?
It looks like it is a dead elf that had goo on its face specifically.
Okay, so it's very obviously not Virtue at this point.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Otto and Maverick were just a little bit behind me, weren't they? They were in that little corridor bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think Maverick was closer to me, so I imagine I'll run to them first. Do a little medicine check, see if they are alive.
Go ahead and roll for it. This is D&D, okay? You have to roll the dice for it, okay? It's not obvious.
18.
Yeah, Maverick is dead.
I was a dead person.
Then I suppose I'll run and check Otto as well then.
I'll say you don't have to re-roll. It's harder to tell with Otto because they don't breathe, but you can tell that the sort of life isn't gone. The consciousness isn't gone. So Otto is fine, just not awake.
I'll hit them with a first level healing word then. Heal 7 hit points. Just like, get up!
Oh, would that constitute me becoming conscious?
Yes.
Unless Rock Crusher's active. Yay. It's like, huh?
Power of my annoying voice of get up. You feel the power return to your body.
Mm-hmm.
You're so annoying. Please stop yelling. My head feels like it's about to implode.
Where's Virtue?
Great question. I don't know. That thing, like, Otto's like immediately gonna get up, be like, oh my god, wait, is it still alive? Please tell me it's dead.
No, it's dead. It gave me a good go though, and I've got like a sort of like giant sort of bloody wound just sort of spurting out my side.
Okay,
Just a little bit gets in my
Maverick,
face. Just
we
like,
need,
sorry, dude.
we need to help Maverick.
Oh no, Maverick's dead.
I'm sorry?
Oh no, they're dead. Like, still cold. Fire's gone out. But it is. Snuffed.
For Maverick's
Okay.
sake, she still has hair.
It's just like a horrible. It's just like a horrible, like grey, wiry looking, like ashy
Okay,
For Maverick.
Just like shit.
Uh,
No virtue, then. So,
okay.
unless you're secretly a cleric.
No, okay. I need you to do me a favor. We have a lot of
I just fucking did you a favor.
You know what the hell I mean.
Dead ass bitch.
Take Maverick and take her to the church and see if Creed can help. If Creed cannot, just stay at the church and I will be there shortly, okay?
Actually, you're right. We want to finish what we came here for.
I think
a small rest.
I don't think resting in this decrepit place is a good idea.
Valid. Then at least maybe trying to find where virtue's gone, because it was. Well, I think virtue when we entered.
I'll look. I have the sewer dragons. I have other things.
What, with
I can have those
7
look.
hit points. Whatever that means.
I'll be fine. I have healing potions on me. I'll be fine. Just take Maverick. Go. Maybe Creed can also heal you as well, and it's going to be a lot easier for us. Just, we should be fine for now.
Fine. I'll loot virtue, inverted commas, body.
You're looting.
Just take all that shit.
Looting all of Maverick's stuff. Is that what you said? Oh no, the fake virtue.
Fake virtues.
Make an investigation check.
I'm probably gonna go over and also help Rock Crusher because that was gonna be my plan too, is to
15.
rob this body.
Okay.
I'm also, instead of just looking for like mainly valuables, I'm also looking for maybe like a note being like, "Kill these persons," signed, John.
Right.
My address is 243.
IP number, social security number.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, date of birth.
Yeah.
Here is a physical description of myself.
Yeah.
This is where I look. This is my routine on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
You see that almost scarily they've copied Virtue's body almost to a T, other than some visual discrepancies from ears being slightly too long, hair being slightly too short. It looks like Virtue, and like the clothes are the same, the weapons that they have, other than the fact that they're not magical, they're just daggers, they're the same. You can also tell that though most, if not all of them, have been burnt through, they have spell scrolls to copy spells that they have seen Virtue use before. It's almost scary how accurate it is to Virtue, other than the fact that it's just a different face. And when there was the corrosion on them, it looked like Virtue. In terms of notes, there doesn't seem to be any note of a name, of a reason, of a location, though you can see that you found that tattoo stencil in this dungeon. You can see that that stencil has been used to tattoo this person's body. You can tell underneath the sleeve of one of the shoulders.
Is that the brain shape?
It's the spade shape.
Oh,
the spades.
Yeah, okay, yeah, gotcha. The tattoo thing.
Though
you
can tell that there does seem to be, though it's very faded, a brain symbol as well. Faded to the point where it doesn't seem to be at all recent.
Gotcha. And we don't recognize this elf person who's been imitating.
You can roll a history check.
Care to assist anyone?
For history?
Sure. I can't.
Hint, there's only two of us.
I can't see faces.
No, I will not allow that one.
Touch it with your hands like a blind person.
You can feel it, yeah, I guess. No, what the fuck?
How often is Otto touching people's faces?
Use your fucking pseudo dragon then, man.
I still can't see faces, buddy. Still can't.
Fuck's sake.
This was already
This is literally the blind leading the lame. Okay.
I literally.
I got
this
a
was literally
16.
explained to me.
You do not recognize this moon elf at all. But it is an actual moon elf. It is not a changeling.
Rock, explain to me what this moon elf looks like.
It looks like a fucking moon. It looks like Virtue, okay?
Yes, but obviously there's difference to it. Like I'm imagining if you really looked at the face, like.
Oh, okay, alright. That brow ridge is 14 millimeters long. They've got, like, fucking... it's a person. It's a face. The moon elf.
God, where's Virtue when you need them? Okay.
Here, alright, fine. I'm just gonna get my knife out. I'm just gonna chop off the head. I'm just gonna chop the head off.
Right? Okay. Roll a strength check.
What are you doing?
Well, this way we can identify it later. That's 16.
You can, though not clean, you can successfully chop off its head.
That's fine.
Do you know? Oh my god.
We can. People might know who this is. Okay.
What? So you're gonna pull out a severed head and be like, "Who's this?"
The whole body in there. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Alright. Alternative.
I mean, if he has
suggestion.
cock and balls in that bag of holding, I'm not
God.
surprised by there being a head
Yeah,
in
but
there either.
he's not expecting to take those out unless obviously he's threatening somebody. Oh god. Okay, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
All right.
In the absence of you making suggestions. Right. So then, did we find any good loot on there? Any of them spell scrolls left?
Let me look for you. How about that?
Any pocket money?
Money, the only thing that you could possibly find is about 5 silver. Doesn't seem that this person goes out to spend money a lot. Let's just say.
Okay, that's like a meal there. I'll take that.
Can Otto see if they can find anything of interest on the body?
Sure.
Alright. Investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Take that as a yes.
Blind
Yes,
person
please do,
trying to
sorry.
do an investigation check. Quite interesting.
Roll with... No, don't roll with disadvantage. You're fine.
Sorry, Oliver. Sorry. No, one moment. That would be a 22.
Okay, give me a second. Rock Crusher, you find a spell scroll of a 3rd level inflict wounds still available.
Wow.
And then Otto, shit, I'm on the wrong page. You find other than the spell scrolls and the weapons, you find a note, that Virtue investigated, I guess, quote-unquote Virtue investigated, but seems to have pocketed and not given to the rest of you.
Can I read it?
Mm-hmm. I think you guys do know what it said, but you do have it, and I won't read it verbatim, but it basically talks about how the shipment has been taken to Joker's room in the Ace of Spades. Attacking it with any kind of magic will hurt and awaken corrosion, but only fire can purely destroy the shipment in its truest form. And it seems to be signed with a wax seal from something called the Erebus Scientific Institution.
Alright, this will definitely be notified to Rock Crusher, and Otto is gonna, like, fold it and put it off into, like, a side pocket of theirs.
Noted.
But with that being said...
Should we burn the rest of this?
Yes. I'll deal with the 2 small liquid corrosions. I assume you can handle... like, an emotion to the body. You can handle that.
I'll give a little cough and a little plume of smoke will just come out. Like, I'm kind of, like, out of juice.
Okay. Otto's, like, gonna reach into the alcohol bag that Quinn gave,
I was gonna
pull
say,
out the strongest alcohol, pour it along the body. Well, before I do that, have we collected? Basically, I'm pretty sure we've rated this body for everything it's worth.
Yeah, you could say that.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Pour it down along the body, and then get a tinder box. Well, probably.
I can still do this part. I'll just
Okay.
prestidigitation, a little flame.
Good thing this is a stone area.
It's also poorly ventilated and enclosed, so we should probably leave before we die of carbon monoxide poisoning.
You will die of carbon monoxide poisoning.
Well, actually, I probably wouldn't, but we're both about to die anyway, so.
Oh, I'm gonna go deal with the 2 smaller corrosions, and then we can start going. Well, you take Maverick. I will go deal with the smaller corrosions, and then I'll join you above.
I'll take off Maverick's armor, so it's a bit easier to carry.
Mm-hmm.
And less like carrying a sack full of tin cans.
Right. That definitely helped
Less
you.
loud. Did Maverick have any good magic items? Other than the sword? They have them boots or something?
Not anymore.
Oh no, they got dissolved, didn't they?
They got turned into corrosions, actually.
I like the boots.
Can't have them, though. Wouldn't be able to fit in them, even if... No offense, obviously.
Actually, magical items are just to fit the size of any
alright. I guess we'll
actually,
we'll move on from you two for a second.
actually.
And move over to Virtue.
Oh? Me?
You are dead. It actually was you.
Virtue,
Damn.
you can't see anything. Everything is just dark. Though you can feel that your hands are bound by chains, attached to a cold and dark and damp floor. It is quiet. All you can hear is distant dripping from some sort of water running from a ceiling, and the sound of footsteps as they approach you. And you feel the cloth that's covering your eyes, it gets taken off by someone, you can assume. And when your vision starts to come to again, you recognize it to be Blackjack. He says, "You've caused me quite the headache, Virtue Amar. I think it's time that I step in and change that, don't you?" But we can move back over to Rock Crusher and Otto.
I love that.
Rock Crusher, where are you taking Maverick?
Nearest well. A joke. To Creed, obviously.
Right. You're so funny, so funny, so humorous.
Thank you.
Flying back over the city, you can see that most of the chaos has died down, but I mean, not metaphorically died, as there seems to be people cleaning up some casualties from the scrimmage that some of the people had. Can you roll a stealth check as the roads are covered in people cleaning up dead bodies, basically?
Little old me.
Yes, you.
Straight roll. I am carrying a dead body on my back.
I'll say straight roll because you are flying, not amongst them.
Nine.
Right. I'll keep that in mind. You know, I want to say what I want to say, but I can't because it'd be spoiling. But let's just say I got a nat 1, so you're good. You make it to Creed using the door or the window that's still broken.
Probably the door if I'm trying to be sneaky.
That's fair. There is a cloth covering the window, so it would be probably causing more destruction if you didn't use it. But you enter the actual door, and Creed, doing what he does best, being basically a religious figure, he turns around and, sort of with a half smile on his face, goes, "I didn't think I'd be seeing all of you 3 times in such a short span. What happened?"
Well, a lot, actually. Anything you could do about this? Just sort of like hold out Maverick in front of me.
You can't see.
I'll do it like the cat, like under the arms, just dangling.
Right. You can't see his eyes, but you can assume that they'd go wide, because he immediately is just taken aback. He just goes, "Oh,
He's my son, he's very ill."
Right, please come with me," as he hurriedly makes his way back to the ritual room that you've seen plenty of times before at this point. How did this happen? As he's sort of taking the body from you and placing it on the ground, preparing it for some sort of ritual.
We kind of got attacked by a virtue that wasn't virtue. It had some corrosion goo on its face, looked like virtue, and tried to kill us all.
Seems they're getting more bold. I'm sorry for what you had to deal with.
Speaking of, I'll just put Maverick down and I'll grab the head out of the bag and just be like, "Do you recognize this moon elf?"
Not that one specifically, but I have been seeing more moon elves enter the city more recently.
They hanging around any particular area?
Definitely not here, I can tell you that. They don't like the church. Or the sector, to be honest.
Okay, fair enough. Sorry about the head thing as well.
I've seen plenty before.
Well, everyone has one, you know.
They're usually not detached, but I get the point.
Valid. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Back to the topic at hand, yes.
Right.
Anything you can do about this dead body?
You see that he places a hand over Maverick's chest, right to where their heart would be, and it sort of stays there, and you hear him humming something, some sort of incantation, under his breath. And reluctantly, he lifts his hand back and says, "Well, I could do something, but I don't know if she wants me to."
But she broke my fucking window, so no. What do you mean? Doesn't want to, like, she likes being dead?
Not that, but it's strange. It's not giving up hope, but there's definitely not much left. Death is something that we're all afraid of. Even if someone can easily come back from the dead, nothing would happen that easily here. And so it's a bargain. Come back and deal with the things that someone like Otto does, or move on and not have to deal with it. Not only that, Maverick was a paladin. They inherently don't believe in witchcraft. And their parents, they wouldn't agree. It would take time if you wish to leave Maverick here with me, but I can't guarantee that I can bring her back or that she would want to.
That's fair enough. It's better than nothing, I suppose.
I can take care of her the best that I can.
Well, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need anything from us for this? Or?
Don't die as well.
Yeah, I tried to avoid that. Yeah, I came pretty close though.
Mm-hmm.
Look at my little bleeding arm, sucking chest wound.
Here, come here. As he sort of like holds out his hand to you.
Oh, cheers. Oh, sorry, a bit of blood on the carpet.
It's all wood, trust me. He sort of gently places his hand on one of your open wounds and heals you for... So this is good. Okay, don't say that. 42 hit points.
Oh, that's good.
Just remember that just because you don't die as easily doesn't mean that your friends don't. Sometimes you have to make the sacrifice for them because you are more resilient. You are working as a team, you know?
Yeah, I know. I very nearly did make the sacrifice for them.
I'm sure.
But it's all good now. Well, it's not all good. Virtue's still missing. Maverick's potentially dead forever. And
right.
leaves me stuck with Otto.
Could I ask you for one more thing, actually?
If it's about the window, I said I'm gonna send my secretary to speak to you about that.
Of course, and I'm sure he will. Hopefully soon. But in an instance where I'm not here, when I'm not around, please protect Virtue for me. Find them and keep them safe. I don't know what sort of relationship that you have with them. Friendly, not, but please, do your best.
I think it's more like a sort of sibling rivalry.
Would you give your life for them?
Probably. If it's depends if they were doing something really stupid and I didn't agree with what they were doing, then maybe not.
Well, that's all the confirmation that I need, then.
It's situational. Maybe not. As a general rule of thumb, probably yes.
That's better than most of the guarantees that I get, and so I'll take it.
Anyway, she could just bring me back.
Not if she's dead.
Well, that's the point. I died for her, so...
Right. Not if she's dead now.
Because I died. Well,
Please
yes,
find
point,
her.
So. Yes, we're working on that.
Preferably soon, but I understand if you need to rest. Let's just hope your time loss isn't...
Yeah, I may need 30 minutes, yeah.
Never mind. Take your time. And with that, where would you like to go? What would you like to do next?
What's Otto been doing?
What's Otto been doing? Well, we can go over to Otto. Otto, you are left alone in this very dark and pretty scary dungeon. What are you up to?
Right now, I think I'm gonna look around the area, preferably the back area that I remember that Virtue was last seen at.
Okay.
And I'm probably gonna send the pseudo dragons to travel the rest of the areas that haven't been looked at yet. So any turns that weren't taken will be taken, and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Roll a investigation check.
Do you want two separate ones because the pseudo dragon's looking at its own area, or just lump it together?
You know what? I'll take two, then.
Okay.
Really thought I'd just step in the trap and die with no one there.
Bro is only at 7 hit points.
A soft 20 and a natural 20.
Okay. You, Otto, traveling back to where you last saw Virtue, where would that be, would you say? Where are you looking for?
So the room basically where we had just fought, if I remember, there was a back area from what the map looked like.
Mm-hmm.
Because last I saw Virtue was like by that wall we were hugging. But I think I think it was Maverick that told me that Virtue was somewhere in this room in the back. Or at least that's where we last saw Virtue. Or she last saw Virtue.
Okay. You head towards that back area, taking the door that there used to be a door, it's now just a frame. And you do not see any signs of Virtue being here. If you want to roll a survival check as well, I don't know why I'm saying if you want to roll a survival check.
No, I don't think I will.
It's up to you, man.
Survival. That is in 16.
You don't see any signs of a struggle. You don't see any signs of a fight going on back here. It just looks like a normal room.
Okay. Anything the pseudo dragon have seen?
The pseudo dragon, looking around at all of the other rooms that you didn't get to in this area, it goes back past all of the goo, seeing that it is still spreading farther in that other direction, sort of overtaking the entire floor of that upper half of the dungeon that you were at. You don't see any sign of Virtue. You don't see any in the area that you were. You look... It's hard to go back to the entrance of the cave because of all of the rubble that got fallen from the ceiling collapsing. But going back to the front of the dungeon, you do see some traces of blood on the floor. You was in the pseudo dragon.
Yeah. Is there a general direction on where this blood leads to? Like, is it just droplets? Does it lead somewhere?
There are droplets, and it seems to lead directly towards a wall.
Is there any handprints or like anything signifying that something was touched, pulled, or like something out of place on this wall?
Also roll a survival check for your pseudo dragon.
Sure. That's a 15.
It seems that there is a slight little trace of someone hitting their head against a wall. Against the wall.
Okay. And that's it?
And that's all you see.
Okay.
It just looks like a normal wall, other than the fact that someone banged their head on it.
Sturdy wall. Okay. I think when Otto's done with the back room, is probably gonna go back to the main room, like where the burnt elf is now. And is gonna down a superior potion. Actually, he's gonna down 2 of them.
Okay, you can go ahead and roll
how much they are.
that damage. Or damage.
Damage? Hold up.
That health, I meant to say.
And then, so 16 d8 plus 16, okay. D8s, D4s. A lot of dice have to be rolled here, guys. Okay.
While you think about what to do next, we will move back over to Virtue. Whether it's the real one or not, I don't know. Virtue, it's jarring seeing Blackjack staring at you. He has his hands behind his back, a perfectly pressed suit, and his mask just looks beautiful. And he's sort of leaning down to you like you're some sort of child being punished. But you see that he looks behind his shoulder at the door that is sort of leading out. And you can also see your surroundings a bit better, that it's obvious that you're in some sort of cell of some kind. But there aren't iron bars, it's just a big-ass room with a door at the front. And after he looks towards the door, you see him stand up and then cock one hip to the side, and his mask falls off his face, literally without anything needing to happen. The clothes change, his skin changes, and you see the spitting image of Ace in your stead. Oh, I hate pretending to be him sometimes.
What is going on?
You know, somehow I knew you were going to probably ask that sort of thing.
It's a valid question.
Well, I'm sorry for the tussle when Otto let that whole ceiling roll down. But you know that you're fucking idiots for coming here, right? Do you know what they'd do to you, specifically if they found out that you were here?
I had suspicions.
Well, I'll just say the rest of your little group can handle a simple fight that they would give, hopefully. But you? Oh, they would bring out the cannons, whips, brazen bulls, and other torture devices that even I wouldn't think of using. And not in the right context, either.
If you could see my face right now. It's funny, okay. So if you're not giving me away, why am I in chains?
Oh, for the fun of it. Don't know if someone would walk in and see that you're not chained up. They're not tight. I didn't hurt you. I wouldn't. I mean, look at you. I wouldn't need to. It's just for the look of it, okay? If someone were to walk in, pretend that some random changeling got you, and you're here for some sort of trial for whatever the fuck you've done. You've probably done something.
All right.
The basis of it is that I'm trying to help you, Virtue. I won't say where you are so that they can't try to torture it out of you if anyone does come. But I'm not gonna let them hurt you either. Gods, if you would have just not come here, then I wouldn't even need to put my ass on the line. Not in the good way, for you. Why does danger always follow you like some disobedient dog on a leash?
Okay, what? Hold on. Sorry, I'm recovering. Oh, what did he say? Who was following me like a dog on a leash?
Danger.
Okay. Apparently I'm a magnet, but the reason we're here, you could probably assume, is I don't want people to be thrown into corrosions, and I don't know how... Ow. What is going on? Is this whole thing is led by you. Technically, it's in your name, but a part of me doesn't want to believe you're putting changelings in cages and injecting them with something that turns them into mindless creatures.
You see, he's sort of like offended when you said that. He's like leading it. And you see that his eyes slightly go from a blue to a purplish color for a second, but it goes back to normal. As he rolls his eyes. I didn't want it to turn out this way, but you know what happens when the leader of this God's forsaken city gets the fucking tight ass up in what I'm doing. I was just trying to make it a simpler place for changelings to stay and be safe. And I did do that. Bit too well, I guess.
What do you mean?
What I did was so, I guess, quote-unquote revolutionary, that it got the eyes of Asriel, Governor Asriel. And he saw that he could use it. So he is. For reasons that... I've lost control over what I had. And he is using something otherworldly, quite literally, to take control again. And now, it isn't just an injection, a sickness, the liquid pox. You could drink it, start turning white. You could touch it and lose your arm. You could drop a pen in it, and it'd turn into a monster ready to attack at his will. If I knew how to stop it, I would. But the only thing I seem to know how to do is keep you out of trouble.
Then let me help you. I want to stop this too. If we're able to burn the shipments, prolong what's happening, I have an idea on how this could be stopped. But I have a feeling I'm going to need more help than I have. And you seem to know this place now almost better than I do.
I have had to run in it for quite some time. You see that he sort of squints a bit and rubs his head as you feel yourself getting a bit of a tiny little headache. And he's like, why would you try to stop it? Do you know what he'd do if we did anything to try and stop him?
I have spent almost my entire life cowering from that man and cowering from everything. And despite it all, I feel like I'd have something to prove. And I want to help these people, this city. Because at some point it was my home. And if somehow the Guardians are involved with this, it is becoming more and more clear to me that that might be the case, then it is all one big fucked up plan just to get in my head. And I'm not going to let that happen.
You see
I'm
him...
not going to run anymore.
He opens his mouth to try and say something, and you can see that his face almost shifts from the normal look he has to almost some sort of, like, unnatural anger. But right before he manages to say anything, the door to the cell opens and some sort of guard walks in. And you can immediately see him standing up and shifting into a random changeling and immediately start insulting you, saying, "Why won't you talk, huh? Because your little friends are out there? Well, they're dead." And you see him throw down a hand and try to slap you across the face. Though, when it tries to hurt you, you see that there's no actual impact to it. And he turns around saying, "I'll come back for this one later. Let's go deal with the others first, okay?" As the guard nods and leaves, and this random changeling turns around to you and says, "I'll be back. Don't go anywhere." before leaving without letting you answer him. With that, we move back over to Otto.
Yep.
What are you doing, Otto?
Seeing that there's nothing too much to interact with, Otto's probably gonna gather the pseudo dragon and start to head out.
Out as
Probably after you
in
say that.
out of the dungeon completely?
Yes, as in like back up to, the cave, where it collapsed.
Okay.
Yeah, Otto's still like generally like listening out to see if like they hear anything as they're leaving. So if something does happen, Otto's probably going to be alert for it.
Mm-hmm.
But for right now, Otto's just just walking out and just leaving.
Okay. And are you, I'm assuming, heading back towards the church as well?
Yeah, but I think Otto's gonna, because Otto looks pretty fucked up. Like, though just down 2 healing potions, still looks pretty fucked up. So it's probably gonna use disguise self to make them look like a different person.
Okay.
And start just walking.
Okay. Are you trying to blend in or sneak back?
I'd say blend in.
Okay, then roll a performance check.
Something I'm good at. Yay.
Huzzah!
I know. Where's my performance? That will be a 29.
Okay. You see, similarly to what Rock Crusher saw, that the sort of, I wouldn't say brawl, but the disruption in TAoS seems to have ended in some sort of a bloodbath, as you can count about 13 people dead from some sort of battle that ensued. But it does seem that you can blend in, as most people are preoccupied with cleaning up the bodies. Though some people, looking not just at you, but at everyone, assuming that they are a changeling.
Mm-hmm.
Guilty until proven innocent, sort of, so to speak. But you can manage to make it back to the church. And Rock Crusher, you hear a knock on the door and then an opening to see Otto.
Well, a different person than
just
this guy's drop.
Yeah, and I mean a random person until the door closes, and then it's Otto.
Yeah. Any news? Word on Maverick? Is he able to do something?
He said he might be able to. Which is
okay.
Better than no.
It's better. It's better than nothing.
Exactly.
Okay. So now we have to figure out our next moves.
Find Virtue.
Yes, but where do we start? We don't know where we last had her. For all we know, we've had this thing with us for a while.
Well, let's retrace our steps then.
Okay.
So where were we before we went there? What were we doing? We were in the graveyard before this, and then we came to the church.
Yes. Wait.
And then we went.
Wasn't it the town? We were in town. We were in graveyard, then the town. Then that debacle happened. You took me to the church. That's where Virtue was with Maverick.
Yeah.
We then came down from the roof and started heading towards that place. Okay, so it must have happened... It must have happened either during the whole debacle with the town, or somewhere along the lines of when we were getting into the dungeon.
Would we combine our collective intelligence together and potentially make a roll to try and remember the last time that Virtue would have been by themselves?
Okay.
Or at least when no one was looking.
Someone roll a history check with advantage.
Go look at history.
What's your plus?
5.
Yeah, you roll it.
The way he,
I know which one Rock Crusher is not good at, so
That's actually wisdom, is what it was.
my
18.
bad, bro. 18.
Yes.
Times that you could think of Virtue being alone. You could think of it when Creed was giving a confessional and Virtue was alone in a confessional booth. Sometime during the night. Oh no, that she
Where
wasn't
did we
alone
sleep?
then. You slept in the church that night. Then leaving Maverick, or Virtue was left alone with Maverick while you two were getting your Otto's eyes figured out at the church. Then when the ceiling collapsed in the dungeon, Virtue was the only one left on the other side and had to teleport over to it before all the dust settled. And then Virtue was alone in that back area when they found that note. So those are the times that you can think of Virtue being alone.
It has to be one of the last two, either when Virtue was alone in the back room, but there was no struggle there. So, unless... Yes. So unless Virtue was knocked unconscious, which there was no blood, then it must have been before then.
That could have been as simple as someone with a dimension door just whoop, grab.
But dimension doesn't work like that, though.
Yeah, well, I think you can forcibly drag someone through a thing if you like restrain them.
Yes. Yeah, but that would require having to make 2 dimension doors in quick successions before anyone could realize. I can't even make 2 dimension doors in quick successions like that. Someone would have seen it. Someone would have
if you had
heard
more than one
something.
person. Okay, we're spitballing here. Neither of us have much of an idea.
I think it was before. I think it was before Virtue had gone to the back room. I think that person...
Before we went into the cave?
Yes, I believe so. Because there's no way... I don't think Virtue was taken in the dungeon. Because let's be honest, Virtue is a rogue. Virtue could have gotten out of that situation in a place like that.
Unless they were like completely overwhelmed.
But we would have realized if Virtue was getting overwhelmed.
Would we? Well, we clearly didn't realize it wasn't fucking Virtue, so...
Alright, well...
Well, we can check the confession booth.
I don't think Creed... I think Creed would have realized if his kid would have just snapped a finger and gone. I think he could tell the difference. Out of everybody here, he definitely could tell if it was Virtue or not.
We're still in the church. I'm just gonna go check.
Sure, go check.
I'm just gonna see if it's like a seat that drops down like a dunk tank or something. If it's like a trapdoor underneath it or something.
Claire, I'm not saying
fake wall.
Direction back to the entrance.
That will take a while, but you can do that.
Yeah, no, I get that.
You roll a roll investigation check.
Investigation.
Mm-hmm.
That is a soft 20.
You check the confessional room. Again, just a pretty basic room. There's some sort of, not sacrifices, that's not the word, but gifts, offerings, so to speak, and then the confessional booths themselves. The side that Creed was on seems to be normal, of just a simple bench on the inside. And the side that Virtue was on, that all of you were in at some point in time, also seems to not have any doors, anything off, any buttons, any levers, none of that.
Oh, good then.
Mm-hmm.
No secret doors here.
I figured as much. And if anything... Claire, when was the last time I properly looked at Virtue, technically? Because I'm trying to pinpoint the exact moment. Because I very much looked at Virtue on the roof.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at virtue when we did the confessionals.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we were looking at them when we were in the cave. We were talking with them. We were discussing how we were going to get past
But I wasn't
traps and rocks.
properly. But I wasn't looking at virtue. Virtue was not facing me. I could not see the front of virtue.
But you weren't looking at
And
shit, man.
virtue,
You have no eyes.
yes, but I can still make out like a person's body. I can still see someone's body. So if changing was to become someone else, I can still see that there are a changeling. Like, if you were to become an old human man, I would still see Rock Crusher's body. I would see a Dragonborn in front of me.
And the point you're getting at is...
Whenever I was not looking at virtue, or a moment of time where I wasn't properly looking at virtue, especially near the ears, is most likely when virtue was taken. Virtue was always the same during when we had our whole thing with Creed. Virtue was definitely the same when we had gone back for her when we came back for Maverick. And she was the same before and after the attack in the town. So it must have been...
Graveyard?
So
no,
no,
that
not the
was before
graveyard.
the church.
Yeah, so it must have been before we had entered the dungeon.
Okay, seems fairly logical.
I just sent a Pseudo Dragon to go check the
Well,
entrance, but...
I get there quicker.
Yes, I know you can. Alright.
I'll go check.
Yeah, the Pseudo Dragon's gonna be traveling with you.
I'll carry the pseudo dragon quicker that way as well.
Catch
That
it
way you
midair.
can-
It's already
That way
flying.
you can also see.
Just
Yeah.
be safe.
Sorry, I've rested. I'm back at full.
Great. Just be safe still.
Used
And
all my hit dice.
I'm sure you won't need to use them, any of them again.
Well, don't say it like that, please.
Well,
I'll
be safe.
I'll zoom away.
Okay. After a fair amount of time, you make it back to the entrance of the Ace of Spades, still uncovered. And at this point, you coming back to the Ace of Spades, you see something different, something that you didn't notice before. This frantic light that's sort of sporadically like whipping around different places. It's
I'm gonna try and be sneaky.
Then roll a stealth check.
I'm also gonna cast Pass Without a Trace.
Okay.
$29.
Okay, give me a second. You, as soon as you see that there's another thing going on, you sort of hold the pseudo dragon tight to your chest and sort of crouch down, trying to sneak past, seeing what it is. And the more that you see it, and as it slows down ever so slightly, you recognize it to be sort of a sentient ball of flame. A sentient ball of flame with eyes. Lilith. It's Lilith.
Just like me, for real.
Yes, yeah. And she seems to be
Lilith.
panicking in a sort of way.
Oh, okay. Let's go. Lilith. Hey,
What?
over here.
Oh, my spirits. Are you okay? Is Otto okay?
Sort of, yeah.
Right. I don't know where Virtue is. I know that they're still here somewhere. I can't get to them. Every time that I try, something stops me. Something that is stronger and overpowers me sort of magically. I don't know what it is. They don't want me to get there. I know that she's here, but I can't ensure that she's safe or not.
Okay. Well, this is more progress than we've made, so you know she's here. Okay. Like, is it a physical barrier or like some sort of like spiritual thing?
It feels magical. Every time I try to make my way back there, I just feel like I'm hitting a wall. I'm like hitting a glass wall and I just get bounced back and I can't break it no matter how much I try. And every time I do try, it gets fortified even more as if someone is trying to keep us separated. I can't get to them.
Would you show me where this wall is? But like sneakily?
Yes, come with me. She...
Can I put like a cloth over Lilith so then I'm like glowing?
You try to put
like a ghost.
You put a cloth over Lilith, but
Well, I'll ask Lilith. I'm not gonna non-consensually put a cloth over her.
Okay. Hey, I appreciate it. She just goes, I'm a spirit. I'm not a real fire. I can't touch anything.
Could you spiritually dim your glow?
I
If you do some like breathing exercises, calm down a little bit.
I don't breathe, but I can try.
Mental breathing, then.
I haven't breathed in a very long time. And you see that she tries to breathe, and you hear the noise, but don't actually know if it's working. And you see Lilith's body shift from a glowing ball of fire into a much more humanoid form, as she looks a lot more similar. Oh my god, I can't speak. She looks more similar to the spirit human version that you saw in the Hallway of Spirits, of the half-elf woman, and she just looks to be like a normal person, just transparent and blue instead of glowing. So she's bigger, but she's not glowing anymore. And you can now really see the facial expression that she has on, where it's very much a fear that's going on, as she sort of tiptoes her way, phasing through walls, though you have to take the long way around, so it's a little bit annoying. But you see that she goes to that door that you unlocked but never went through.
I will have told Otto. Well, I assume Otto knows this with the pseudo dragon. So
yeah,
like, fucking get on the way here. So through this door.
Yes, I try. I feel it past there. And you see that she, like, the door is slightly propped open, but she places a hand at where the door is, and it looks like she's just, like, pressing her hand against a wall, though there isn't anything there.
Can I try, like, sort of gently reach my hand out, see if I can, like, get through where hers has stopped?
You reach out to the same place that she was at, and though it feels very cold, your hand does reach past the doorway where hers does not.
Well, what do you know?
Oh, thank the heavens. Can you get her? Please. I
can try.
It isn't so simple. I know that. That's all that I know. I can feel them. It's not just past this door, but there's something more to it. But I just can't quite put, I guess now, my fingers on it.
Is there anything else you can feel? Like maybe how many people are in here waiting for me, or what to expect, or... No?
I can... It feels as though there's two more parts to it. I don't know which one this door leads to, but it's like one path there's a lot of people, a lot of things that will hurt you, and the other there's not many. But both seem to be possibilities.
Which way is virtue?
Virtue's in the one with less.
Oh, okay. Well, that's better then. Let's do that.
I don't know how to get to the one that's less. They both feel like they're in the same spot.
It's a good thing I'm so sneaky. I'm gonna go in.
Without
No,
your...
you're waiting for that.
Virtue very well may be being tortured at this moment. Okay.
Oh, my days. I guess you're right. Be safe.
Otto can move fairly quickly when they need to.
If you want, I could go tell them. Or I guess they already
That-
know?
I think they already know, but it might help them a little bit if you're there as well to tell them this bit as well.
Oh, okay. Well, then be safe. I can't communicate with you. Not when you're in there. But just be safe. Do you enter the room?
Yeah, I just noticed I've got a skill here that I didn't realise. I can use my strength as perception.
How do you?
Understand.
How do you perceive things harder?
Apparently part of the ability called primal knowledge. Whenever you make an acrobatics, intimidation, perception, stealth, or survival check, you can use your strength modifier.
Well,
That's-
good to know now.
That could be having a +7 to perception.
Virtue, you got competition.
For real.
What the fuck? Perceive harder!
I'm cracked.
But he's
Right.
grabbing like whatever he's trying to perceive and just looks harder.
But do you
Eyeballs are
enter?
bulging out of the skull.
Yes, I will, but I'm sneaking.
Okay.
So
then-
with that information as well, that previous roll would have been a 30.
Okay. Speaking of the man, myth, legend himself, let's move over to Virtue.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. You're left alone in this room. You can hear people talking outside. Not about much. Just about, their days. They're like, whoa, that shipment, bruh. It's crazy,
Yeah, bro, that's
You
crazy.
do hear them talk about saying to make sure that they don't put any flames near it. But I should ask you, what are you doing in this very bare room? There's a bed, and there's a bucket, and there's chains that you're attached to the floor, which makes it so you can't actually reach the bed or the bucket. But what do you do?
That is so mean. Is the chains is it keeping me to the ground, or are they tall enough for me to, long enough for me to stand up?
It seems that you can stand up and not fully.
So hunched a little, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose, can I try and listen more to my surroundings? Like, try to hone into the conversation that they're having?
Mm-hmm. Make a perception check.
Sorry, I lost my dice for a second.
Walk in.
I know, I'm sorry. Ow. Okay.
Time to lock the fuck in, buddy.
21.
You hear some guards that you can assume are looking over your room specifically, sort of talking amongst themselves, quietly in a whisper, but you sort of close your eyes to heighten your other senses. Don't know if that actually works, but you definitely try. And you just sort of listen in to what they're talking about. And you can hear one saying, "Did you hear about what Gup did?" He's like, No, what'd he do? Apparently, Gup was successful. What do you mean successful? Gup got one of them. Wait, like... Yeah, like that. No fucking way. If I knew that they were that weak, I would have gone after him myself. Yeah, it's probably best that he did it. If it were to die, we're not losing much. maybe he'll get a good burial because he actually managed to kill one of them. Probably. That fucking asshole. You also hear them, after a bit, sort of talk about, man, do you think this is actually gonna work? What is gonna work? You know, the awakened, whatever the fuck they like to call them. I mean, maybe. We won't have to worry about waiting for, Ace to come back and whatnot. I mean, waiting for Heart to come back. You better be careful. You're gonna get your tongue cut out if you start saying his name like that. Ugh. You're right. All I know is that as soon as these Awakens start going out there, disrupting more than they already have, then I think Val's will finally end up on top. And not with the rich people, but with us, the changelings. Yeah, you're fucking right. That's what you hear before the conversation dies down.
And where you said they were over like my cell. Where are these voices coming from?
They're coming from outside your door, not directly in front of it, but around it for sure. There's no windows, it's just stone walls, damp stone walls.
Back in a second.
And then a stone door.
Is there anything... Well, no, I'm just gonna throw it out there. Is there anything else in this room that would be within my reach that is of any form of interest?
If you were to kick out your foot, you could grab the bucket, but you do see something else that is slightly interesting to you. In the back corner behind your bed, there's a little bit of a gap between it. It's not just completely shoved into the corner. You see almost like a glitch, like white static in the corner of your room. You can't reach it, but you can definitely see it.
White static, like the Static Man?
Seems
or
to
a
be
different
similar.
kind? Could I try and get some for a closer look at it, the best of my capability?
Make a perception check.
18.
18.
Wish you could make perception checks with strength.
I don't know if Virtue does. Don't know how good your strength modifier is.
My muscles see something over there.
Not better. Not better than my wisdom.
You try to reach as far as you can to see. It seems that the longer time that you spend looking at it, the more the static grows. As if it starts as in just a few, the best word to say is pixels, even though, obviously, Virtue wouldn't know what that looks like, but you do. So that's what it looks like.
Hmm.
Then to a bigger pile of just moving particles, to a bigger one, and to the point where it almost starts to take shape as a person.
I suppose I'd wait to see if it actually takes the full form of a person.
You see that it's a lot less solid, even though it usually isn't very. You can barely see the face, that it has a face. You can barely see where its body is. You can see that something resembling the arm, his full arm, is holding onto something, but he's sort of crouched down, his back against the wall, though his feet are on the ground, huddled into the back corner, holding this thing in his hands close to his face.
I'm guessing I can't make out what he's holding.
It is very difficult. You can tell that it is not a weapon.
Some secret third thing.
Mm-hmm. But from just miscellaneous items, you cannot tell, but you can tell that it's not sharp.
Virtue's gonna try, probably positioning myself in a way I can wave at it. And see if it reacts.
You see its head slightly tilt up, though as soon as it sees you, it sort of slinks back into the corner more. And looking at it, you can almost tell that it's sort of shifting in between two different figures. One that's the one that you know, and then one that seems to have longer hair and somewhat pointed ears. But mainly it stays as that static figure.
You know, I've been meaning to ask this, and this just reminded me. Before, when I was wondering why touching, the static person burnt me, and them, and I remembered that the necklace I was having was supposed to keep spirits from basically being able to harm me in any way. When Creed was talking about it, was it specifically just towards any spirit with malicious intent, or was it any and all spirits from actually touching me?
From what it sounded like a very broad category. Other than Lilith, you don't know if any could touch you. Even Seer didn't even try.
Okay. Seeing I cannot move or anything, I think I would just sit there and study the static figure. I'm guessing my items were removed from me?
They were not.
Oh!
They're
Door out.
in the room with you. They're not on your person. They're hiding underneath the bed, tucked in a corner with other garbage. So it's not on you. But it is in the room with you.
Fuck! I was gonna try and draw what I'm seeing. No! Then, yeah, I guess Virtue's just gonna study the figure, not really having much else besides trying to escape, which I don't think is a good idea.
After just watching him for a while, you see him almost like hit his own head, trying to hit himself into shape. Then he sort of like gets up a little bit, sitting on his knees and with this thing in his hands in front of him, and obviously from the way its head is facing, looking down at this thing. And you see him sort of hyping himself up for something. And though he continues to look at you every once in a while, soon you're just completely not something that he's looking at anymore, and it's just this thing in his hands. And after sort of, you see him sort of like, not jumping up and down with excitement, but sort of just like, whew, right, yeah, you can assume that's what he's like saying if you could hear him. You see him take what was in his hand and then bring it up to his mouth as if he's drinking something, shoot his head back, and then his hand drops, and you see the thing, whatever it was, fall out of his hands and roll onto the ground. And still looking up from top all the way down, starting at his head, down to his knees and his feet, you see the static just wash away like it's a waterfall. And the last even motion of something that you can see is this static figure collapsing onto the ground before the static disappears.
Okay. Oh no.
After a moment of silence, just thinking about it, the door opens. And the two voices that you heard from outside, you can now put names to the faces because both of them come walking in, strutting in as if they own the place. They slam the door behind them. And one of them, a more burlier one, goes, "You know, just because he couldn't get something out of you, I'm sure we can. We just gotta whip you into shape, don't we, huh, Breck?" "Yeah. Yeah, I say so. So either you tell me what's going on, or, and you see he pulls out a whip. Or, I get to do a bit of training."
First she would probably move herself as far away as possible from them. Like, I don't know what you want from me.
"Were you trying to go somewhere? I'm sure there's a reason that you're here, just because we don't know it. Not trying to say anything, huh?" And you see that the bigger guy sort of gestures to the more skinnier looking one. They obviously are changelings in sort of gray outfits, chain mail armor. And the bigger one sort of takes the whip from the other one and says, "Looks like we're gonna have to whip you into shape, huh?" But with that, we'll move over to Otto.
Yep.
Run, Forrest, run.
Yeah, I imagine the moment, like, this was all being shown by the pseudo dragon, Otto was already sprinting, like, through the town.
You're sprinting into town, through town, not being nonchalant anymore, I would say.
No.
Sorry. It seems that some people are noticing you, and some people are actually running as you are running too. Sort of, if you see someone running, you run with them. Not in the same direction as you, but you're sort of met halfway out of town by this figure that is coming towards you. You can still see it, though you can't notice its face, because you can definitely recognize that transparent spirit sort of outline from their body and from their voice going, "Oh, Otto, you know I can't breathe, but I would be dead, out of breath, if I had to run this far on my own." You can tell that it's Lilith.
Well, continue running as, like, Otto's, like, runs past and is just like, "Come on, we gotta go. What do I need to know, like, besides what's already been told?"
"Well, Rock Crusher's in there now.
Great.
I can't see what happened to him. I don't know if he's okay. I don't know what's going on, to be honest."
I don't know. Did Rock... Okay, this is an important question. Did Rock take the pseudo-dragon in with him? And if he did, can I see through the pseudo-dragon?
I didn't take it in with me.
You put it down and...
Yeah.
Okay, I imagine it might have tried following him. If I tried to look through the pseudo-dragon's eyes, would I see anything?
You do not see anything of note. You still can see it. You can see the doorway, but you can't see Rock Crusher.
No, I mean, like, if it goes in, like, in through the doorway, it's probably gonna hide somewhere, like, along, like, the ceiling, but would go in.
Can you get through the doorway?
I mean, hopefully it's about to find out. Can it go through the doorway?
You see that the pseudo-dragon can go through the doorway. However, it takes 24 psychic damage from it.
And it's gone.
I have like 1 hit point.
It has like 13 hit points.
Okay.
Otto's probably just gonna mutter under their breath, be like, "The pseudo dragon can't go through. It gets hurt too fast when it enters."
Right. So you split up is what you're saying. It was what you're telling me.
Yes, because someone didn't want to wait. Like, and Otto's like still sprinting, like running as fast as they can.
Well, let's
Is there
hope they're not both
something
dead.
I need to... Rock Crusher, though, was very burly at times. He should know when he is outmatched number wise. I hope he knows this because he's not. Whew, we're gonna hope he does. Anything I should know, Lilith, before I probably run in with him after him?
Well, I'll just, I guess, re-explain to you that it feels like there's two different versions of events going on at once over the same space. In one, I feel virtue, but in the other, I don't, and I feel strong enemies that I wouldn't want to face on my own. I don't know how to get to one or the other, but I'm assuming if they're in the same place, you just have to find some sort of crack in whatever's going on in order to get to the other. Let's just hope you don't have to.
I'm going to hope we can just do this stealthily and just get in and out with Virtue. That's going to be the main focus. We don't want to fight anything. I'm definitely not in shape for this.
I'm sure. It's up to you if you want to go in at all.
It's my reason. I was like, kind of like gently like facing where Lilith is, and it's just like, I'm the reason I didn't realize Virtue was taken. We could have gone through this before we even gone into the dungeon for all I know. I fucked up. I need to take responsibility.
How we all fucked up. None of us realized.
We all did, Otto. You don't have to take the blame just on you. I mean, I could be berating myself for not following Virtue while I did. I was stuck thinking about Creed, and when I came to, Virtue was already gone. But there's no point in trying to think about what I could have done and think about what I can do now.
And now we are going to get Virtue back.
Exactly.
But I will go in. I most likely won't have any of the pseudo dragons. I'm probably gonna go in through stealth. I'm gonna try just go straight for Virtue and just get Virtue out. We're not gonna pick fights. We're gonna try to avoid them as best we can, and if we are gonna have to pick a fight, we'll do it as quietly as possible.
And I hope you manage to do that. I can't help you with it, but I can pray.
Tell Creed to be on standby, because if something does go wrong, I'd rather we be safe than sorry.
Like, ask Creed to be on standby politely.
I can, but I don't have...
Sorry, like, trying to resurrect our dead friend.
I don't have any promises that he can fix any mess that you all get into.
It's fine. I'm not expecting him to fix everything, but if someone gets hurt or for some reason something happens, Creed's our best option.
That is true. And I guess both of us will be waiting. I'll wait here for any sign that any of you come out.
Alright. I hope we got this. There's no hope. I know we got this. We're gonna get Virtue. We're gonna get out fine.
Let's hope I can't lose her again.
Alright. How long does it take to get there?
Sprinting about like 9-ish, 10-ish minutes.
Okay. Well, Otto's probably sprinting the whole way there, so...
Okay.
I'm trying to... Is there anything else that can be said between Lilith and Otto? At this moment, at least.
Okay. Then we'll move over to Rock Crusher. Rock Crusher, you enter this room, past this doorway, and though it feels cold, you don't feel yourself taking any damage. I don't know why you would, but just for... because Pseudo Dragon did, but you don't. But you don't know that you were supposed to. And as soon as you enter into this room, it immediately sort of startles you, we could say. The walls are still stone, but there seems to be red velvet carpeting on the floor and framed photos and a beautiful wooden door with golden embellishments on it, though there isn't a door handle. And as soon as you enter, you start to hear laughter and humming come from behind you as the door closes behind you. And you start to feel sort of cogs, some sort of machinery moving. And the room that you're in slowly starts to move with you in it. And you hear muffled, just coming from around the room in different areas, a voice speaking to you, saying, "Why, hello there. You are most likely hearing this because you entered without knowledge from how this humble home works. Well, my name is Joker, and I'll be taking care of you for the entirety of your stay. I've recorded this before to be more threatening, but it seems like the most of the people that end up in this situation are my own spades. So here I am recording this message again. If you're a trespasser, then the guards that you will greet as soon as you exit would have you imprisoned immediately. But since you obviously aren't, just give them a hi. And remember, be careful where you teleport, because you might just end up suffocating yourself in a wall." No, but we will always have Gubb in our memory and our souls. May he rest peacefully now. Anyways, we will arrive at our destination in 1 minute. See yourself there.
Do I remember what the people that accompanied Elena were like, the part of the suits? Like, do they have a standard, like, uniform?
You remember the group with Elena were the clubs.
Those are the ones I can always remember, like, them being part of, like, the actual organization that we've actually met.
You've met Krista, who's a heart. You've met, who else?
Fair.
I mean,
there are buddies.
You've met Ace, Elena, random guards, but...
Yeah, but they're, like, higher up. I'm talking, like... Oh, we've met, like, random guards, then, have we?
You have, but the only random guards you've met are in the clubs, not the spades.
Well, from what we know of, like, the hearts as well, do they all seem to have, like, a standard uniform? Or is it just the same, but with different insignias?
They all seem to be very similar, just with different markings from the different groups that they're in, yeah.
In that case, I'll do my best approximation of, what are these guys, the clubs? The spades?
They're the spades.
Spades. I'll do my best approximation of what I assume a spade's, like, uniform would look like. Maybe a bit beaten up. Like a bit dusty, maybe a couple of tears. Obviously, I'm not going to keep myself as a dragon as well. Make myself
I'd assume so, yeah.
Say like a half-elf.
Okay.
Yeah, just pretty beat up looking. And then I guess I will wait for the for the door to open and hope this plays how I hope it will.
Rock Crusher, can you roll a D100 for me?
Shit. D100. 76.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
Top quarter.
After a minute, you see the door open, sort of sliding, actually, instead of just popping open, and the room stops moving. And you enter into a hallway that looks pretty similar to the room that you're in, just much longer, with doors and branching off paths going different ways, more decoration. Well, you do see that there are 2 guards, is kind of an overstatement, of just 2 people there sort of stationing watch at the entrance that you just entered in. And as soon as you do, they sort of perk up a bit, just go, "How can I help you?"
I'm gonna be like limping, like maybe I had a bit of like blood or something on my head. Just like, they're at the door. They've come back for that one.
Can you roll a performance check?
It's performance. Can I make that with my strength modifier?
Bitch.
Well, let's see if it says I can.
Oh god.
Unfortunately not. Performance.
I'd be shocked if you could. Yes, performance. How the fuck would you use strength? You know what? I'm not gonna think about it because it's not true, so I don't have to worry about it.
Okay, like Mr. Olympia, you know, that's part performance, part strength. Fuck, that's a 5.
They sort of look at each other and go, "That one, huh? Who's that one?"
No, the one we kidnapped.
Sir, I haven't heard no kidnapping. You see that they sort of, they tense up a little bit. Not reaching towards their weapons, but hovering over.
How squishy do they look?
I
I tried to be sneaky.
Make an insight check.
They make me do it. The dice make me do it.
Right.
Insight. 23.
They seem to be definitely not at your level. I could say that much.
Not at my level good, not at my level bad.
Not in your level good, as in they seem like normal people. They seem to have been trained in some way, but not as much as you have.
Right, I really do. I'll kill him. I'll try and kill him.
Okay. I gotcha.
Can't have them raising the alarm.
That's true. That is true.
There's a 23 hit.
Yeah. Which one are you? There's 2 of them. Which one are you going for?
I'll go for
There's one with
the left one
there's one with a sword and one with an axe. I guess is more. I can say that.
I'll go for the sword one first then.
Okay.
Okay, 31 damage.
Okay. It seems that he's still alive, but barely. And I mean barely.
Okay, I'd use my reaction then to attack the guy next to him.
Okay.
Because with great axe mastery, 21.
That will also hit.
Okay, he takes 24.
Okay.
Okay, second attack, back on the first guy with the sword. 26 to hit.
That will. Okay. That will take out the man with the sword.
Perfect. Bonus action. Attack the other guy. It's nice when things fall into place.
It is.
At least after they don't fall into place.
All reliable.
I rolled a 1 on that, so I'm going to use Savage Attacker to do that again. For a soft 20.
That will hit.
Okay. 30.
That will also take the other one out as well.
Oh, thank God. Okay, I will hastily shove them into the bag.
Right. Which one, I should say.
Ooh, the bag of devouring.
Okay, let me read the book on my dice.
Well, it just eats it, doesn't it? There's no chance it goes wrong, right?
There's a chance that it doesn't eat it, but...
Oh, like it just sits inside it.
Oh, yeah, it just sits inside it, but
Oh,
there's a
okay.
chance that it gets eaten. So,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
that's what I need my dice for.
It's into my garbage disposal bag. I'll do a little quick, like, prestidigitation and clean up the blood on the floors and the walls and on myself.
Okay.
Does Disguise Self drop when I attack?
I actually don't know. I would think it would, but I do not know.
It doesn't say so.
Let me consult the book.
It doesn't say under the spell description. 1 foot taller or shorter, bit heavier or lighter. Fail to hold up to physical inspection. It doesn't say anything about it disappearing if I attack.
Yeah. I agree. You can keep your disguise up.
Okay, nice.
And describing the area that you're in a little bit better now that your main focus is gone, you see that the best way to describe it is, like, in modern day connections, is sort of like a really rundown hotel that's made of stone. Like, it's really eerie. There's still red carpet everywhere. There's torchlights. There seems to be something you do know is that there are very small ventilation shafts because there are lit torches in this room. Not big enough for you to fit in to go up, but there are shafts that go up. You see that this room, there's no one else in this room. It's a very small hallway, but it does branch out into 2 other rooms. They have no labels on them. It doesn't seem natural, but that's what you see.
Okay. I will resume my sneaking.
Okay, now roll a stealth check. Or re-roll a stealth check, I guess I should say.
How long does Pass Without a Trace last?
An hour, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I think
That'd
it's
still be okay.
concentration. But that doesn't matter.
It's not concentration, and it lasts
Shit.
an hour.
Well, look at that.
Well, I haven't raged.
I've been using this a lot.
Okay.
I haven't raged. I haven't been hit.
It also
Would it-
doesn't go away if you're hit.
Well,
Okay,
it's
if you read what it
concentration.
says, you make it. No, it's not concentration. You make yourself, including your clothing, armor, weapons, look different. You look different until the spell ends.
We're doing
That
it
was-
yada
Yada,
yada.
yada.
Trace, not disguise self anymore.
Oh, okay. If I was just talking about this guy's self, I was like, wait.
Pass Without a Trace, yeah, it's concentration. But I haven't raged and I haven't been attacked. So would it still be up?
Yes, I will say so.
Huge. Alright. I guess roll a strength check to see what my stealth is.
He's so strong.
35.
He's so strong that he can't be
35.
seen. Okay.
My muscles bend. My muscles are so dense they bend light.
Goddamn. Yeah.
Black holes in my biceps.
They're so dense that they don't make a noise.
Literally.
Which way you going?
You say there's like, this was like a hotel, so there's like regularly spaced rooms along
Yep.
the corridor.
There's 2 identical rooms at the end of this very small hallway. Nothing else.
Oh, okay. I'll cautiously make my way towards those 2 doors. Do they have doors, or is it just like an open room?
Yeah, they're 2 doors. 2 doors.
Okay. Any markings on the door? Any signs? Anything like that?
Roll an investigation check.
Okay. Did it say I can investigate with my strength? No.
I think you're
Right,
pushing
so that's
it.
an 8 then. That's an 8.
They both seem to be just the same and seem to be pretty identical. No markings, no labels. Just carpet that leads up to both of them. The door handles are gold, though, so that's nice.
I still wondered. It was only two. It's only these 2 doors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, shit. Is there keyholes?
There are keyholes.
Can I try and look through a keyhole? I'll look through the left keyhole first.
In the left room, you see that it's kind of strange. It almost looks like you're not looking at the right thing. It's just a completely stone room. It looks almost like a jail cell with a bed in the corner and a bucket in next to the said bed. And then you see in the middle of the room, tied by the ankles, the wrists, and then with a gag in their mouth and blindfold over their eyes, you see Virtue.
Okay. I'll just look in the other one just to make sure I'm not being, like, finessed.
You look in the other room, and you see another jail cell-esque thing with a bed and a bucket in the corner. And there's more than one person in this one, gagged, blindfolded, tied by the ankles and wrists. And you see 6 virtues in this one. With that, we'll move over to Otto.
Fuck.
Yep.
What is something only the real virtue would know?
Otto, you enter the room just as Rock Crusher did. And behind your back, you hear the door close and sort of laughter, similarly, almost exactly the same as what Rock Crusher experienced. You see a stone room with velveted carpet floors. You see there's framed pictures on the walls and a door that has no handle. And as soon as you enter, the door behind you closes, you start to hear cogs, some sort of mechanical spinning, and the room starts to shift around and move. And unless you really want me to say it again, you hear the same thing that Rock Crusher did. About there's guards immediately out your exit, but you're just a spade, so you don't have to worry about it. But be careful where you teleport, because you might end up suffocating yourself. Haha. And you arrive in 1 minute.
Okay.
Do you want to do anything?
There's no one waiting for you on the other side, so...
I'm just gonna double check to make sure I have a spell.
Yeah, so you've been out of rest since the incident. You must be pretty cooked as far as spells go.
Do I not have it? Hold up. Huh. Guess I don't. Alright, I guess I'll just pass. I'll cast Pass Without a Trace. And moving forward, I'm gonna be very, very sneaky until I can get like a general gist on what guards would look like.
Okay. Are you just going to wait for the minute to pass?
Yeah.
Can you also roll a D100 for me?
We love that. Okay. An 83.
Okay. I will tell you what happens after I come back from the loo, from the bathroom.
Wait, something happens? Guys, I all of a sudden don't feel safe.
You don't feel safe.
Like, what is a question that only Virtue would know the answer to? Only real Virtue.
Mm.
I've already been through this.
So we just have to try them one at a time.
Or wait till you know the person with true sight can distinct which one's virtue.
I don't know, you're on your way.
Fair enough.
All
I
know is that
remember. It depends. I remember all the way back in the festival, like Quinn made a thing that like you had to tell your deepest, darkest secret to someone, and you decided to tell me. I'm not gonna lie, I fucking forgot what it was.
Yeah, no, so have I.
I don't
That would
remember
have been a
someone
good one
told
if
me their
either of us
darkest secret.
remembered.
Quick, check your notes, Virtue, check your notes.
I don't think I wrote it down. It was a silly goofing off episode.
Hi, Jordan.
Oh my neck. Yeah, no, I only have notes from the underground all the way up to now.
Rats.
I don't know, what would be your deepest, darkest secret?
I don't
That
know.
Virtue would somehow know.
Quick, start snitching now before Claire
Yeah,
comes back.
We've had an entire season of Rock Rusher trauma.
What the fuck?
Alright, cool. Jordan's possessed by a demon.
Who painted Maverick's arm?
I don't
Oh.
even think Rock was there for that. That's the thing. I don't think Rock paid attention.
I don't think anyone was there for that.
No, no one was.
That's something if Maverick was still alive she could use.
Yeah, for real. I mean, process of elimination, I guess, but even then, it's still risky on Rock's hands because for all it's 50-50 shot. I painted it. Maverick painted it. If any of the other two answers are Otto or Rock painted it, then
I don't know the
obviously
fucking
they're
answer
not
to
right.
that.
Yeah.
Wait, what was the thing? When was the arm painted, anyways?
It was at a night and they were alone.
So wait, that means then Rock wouldn't have even known. For all Rock knows, Otto could have painted it too.
Yeah, nor you
Guys,
or Rock would know.
I have the solution.
What?
I can cast Identify. If you
I'm
touch a
not gonna
creature,
identify on every single one.
it
And all
will
six?
literally take like, well, it takes. Oh no, if I'm doing it as a ritual, it takes 10 minutes. So
Will it take an hour?
well, no, it would be an hour and 10 minutes technically.
Right.
God.
Anyways, Otto.
But I find out if it's got any ongoing spells currently affecting it, like a glamour.
You wait your long minute, and you see that, or you feel more, the rooms stop rumbling and moving around, and the door in front of you slide open with almost like a bell chiming. And can you roll a stealth check for me?
Absolutely. Okay, pretty good. That will be a 31.
Okay. You see that the voice that you heard, Joker, was not lying in saying that there were guards. You see two guards, one that's a little bit more burly and one that's a little bit more skinny. And they're sort of positioned at the door. They're not really paying attention to it, but then when they hear the door chime and the slide open, they sort of perk up and sort of stand up and start walking over, trying to investigate what's going on. And for an immediate glance, they go, "Huh? What's going on here, guy?" Guy's the other guy, that's not his name. And it seems that they're sort of investigating further. You can tell that you can't hide in here for much longer.
I can see like what they look like, or am I just hearing them coming over?
You can see people. You can't see their faces, but you can tell from the spade symbol and chainmail-ish guards armor that they're not allies.
Oh yeah, I can judge based off whatever skin is there that they're changelings, yeah?
Yes, you can.
Okay. I'm probably then going to use disguise self and appear as a changeling, a random changeling guard.
Okay.
And then probably walk out.
As they see the source of the door opening, they perk up a little bit and they go, what are you here for?"
I was told to come down to make sure everything was going smoothly.
Can you make a deception check?
Yep.
Hey, I had to make a performance check.
Well, you were performing. This
I was
bro's
also
just lying.
deceiving.
Well, yeah, but...
Yeah, I'm straight up just lying to their face. That will be a 29.
They
high deception.
Still suspecting you ever so slightly. They go, "Who sent you?"
God, I'm gonna hope this works.
Say a random name.
I'm gonna walk up and be like, "Does it matter? Are you trying to accuse me of something here, sir?" Like, I'm trying to basically intimidate them to back off, try to seem like I'm better than them, and that they can't just believe me and try to bullshit my way out of this.
Roll an intimidation check.
God, I don't even know how good my intimidation is.
I could use my muscles for intimidation.
Nah.
I could believe that one. I could believe that.
I got a natural 20, so 25.
They sort of look at each other, and they go, "No, I was just curious. Go on ahead, then. Don't know why you'd come here if you were investigating, though." But they stop paying mind to you.
And then I'm gonna just start walking.
Similarly,
kind of taking a look around.
A look around. Well, I could tell you.
As in, like, yeah.
Looking at your surroundings a little bit better now that your main targets are dealt with, still alive though, you could tell that this is a very small hallway, very short hallway. The best real-world comparison that I could give to you is sort of a rundown hotel. It looks very ominous in here, stone walls, so there's still the red velvet carpet. And at the end of the hallway, you see two identical doors.
Do any of them look like they've been opened, or am I just picking?
Make an investigation check.
Is this the same corridor that I'm in?
Otto definitely doesn't see you.
Because I'm
Was
sneaky.
it 17?
Right. That's why.
22?
It doesn't seem like either of these doors have been opened in a very long time, and they look to be purely identical. No distinguishing marks, no distinguishing labels. It looks almost too perfect.
Are there any other doors or anything? Or is it just like you walk down, it's just these two?
It's just the two.
I'm a. I'm gonna check both the doors. I'm gonna check the right one first.
How are you checking it?
You said it doesn't look like they've been opened.
That is true.
I'm gonna like step a little closer and like look it over to see if there's anything that could be like told apart from these doors or anything that could help me figure out like if one door is a trap or if it's like if there's something to them than just being a normal door.
Roll a survival check.
That's a 16.
They look to be normal doors, though they do have golden handles on them.
Untouched golden handles, like just compared to the doors.
They seem to be rubbed off a little bit.
Both of them.
Mm-hmm. In the exact same way.
Do they see? You know, we're just gonna open the door at this point. Actually, before I do that, there's no traps or anything.
Roll an investigation check.
Lots of rolls. Paranoid blind person, people. You love that. 17 plus 20, 22? Yeah, 22.
Which door are you looking at? Or are you looking at both?
I think I said I was looking at the right one, but if anything, I'd probably be looking at both of them for traps.
You can't really tell. They just look like doors.
Okay, let's go open the right door.
You open the right door, and it leads to a seemingly empty room. It looks to be some sort of cave, though the top of it is like very high up, but there's some sort of hole at the top of this cave, but it's an empty room.
Okay, I'll close that one and check the left one.
You open the
I'm very
left.
quietly closing these.
You open the left door, and you also see a cave that has, at the very top, pretty high up, a hole. But other than that, seemingly empty cave.
I'm gonna go back to the right one, enter it, and close the door behind me, and I want to see if I can. I don't see any or hear anyone like down in this area, correct?
When you close the door, you definitely don't see or hear anyone. But as soon as you do, from above, you start to feel something wet trickling down. And from that hole from above, you can see. The best way I can describe it is a white, wet liquid pouring down from above into this room as it begins quickly filling up with corrosive matter. But we will move over to Virtue.
Oop.
Virtue, what are you going to do? This guard hasn't actually revved it back. I don't know if I could that's the right wording. Hasn't attacked you yet, but it seems that you don't know if from your insight, you can tell that you don't know anything that you could say that would stop them.
Oh, I don't know what to do. Fuck.
You not got like sending or message or anything?
I don't know where I am.
Yeah, true. Shit.
What did I send you? Help.
Yeah.
Where? I don't know.
We need GPS.
GPS. Yep. I'll put a tracker on Virtue. Oh. Oh God. I feel like Virtue would be slowly slipping into a state of like panic. And are they continuously going closer to her? Like when she like scurried away as far as possible?
Yes. You can scurry away slightly, but it seems that they get up to where the chain is, and one of them is putting a foot on the chain as it's attached to the ground, and the other one seems to be reaching down towards the chain to sort of drag you back towards them.
You know what? Yeah, if the one with a whip, if I get dragged closer, would kicking them be in my cards?
You can try.
I could
Can't you
try.
like just cast like inflict wounds if you just touch them?
True, but I don't know. I mean,
Does it have any components to it? Because it definitely don't have them.
Let's look. Inflict wounds. No.
Does it just say, what, does it just have a V and an S at the top?
Yes.
Well, there you go.
Sure can. Fire bullet. I mean, yeah, I guess I could.
You are a spellcaster.
Dad, I've brought my stuff up there.
But I could only hit one of them, which is gonna be
Okay.
it turned out to be a problem for me. But
That's
you
a
know,
scary one.
okay. I have the cantrip. How many feet would you say they're away from me?
They are 5 feet away from you.
Okay. Let me just. I'm trying to pick what I want to do in particular.
Time is not on your side.
I know time is not on my side. Wait, where's inflict wounds in this column? There it is. I could go for it. It does just say I have to. I mean, the chain is connected to my hands, but then again, I feel like that'd be hard to like lunge forward and touch them like that. So I guess it is just a creature I touch. So if I was to say hit one with my foot that is touching, and I could cast it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yeah, do you have to use your hands?
Okay. I guess.
Did you have to take your shoes off? No, it's fine.
No. Where is... Would it just be like... What would you want me to roll to? Would it be an unarmed strike? Kind of?
Sure.
Okay.
Roll to hit with disadvantage.
Disadvantage, no!
You are chained up, I fear.
This is true.
Yeah. Okay. I can dig it up.
Soft
I can take
20.
it.
That does hit him.
Oh, shit! Let's go having a +9. And I could roll for the damage. Could they make a con save?
Can you put that on it? Can you put that on
16.
it, please?
Fails, they take all the full damage. Yippee! Yippee! Let me remember. Yeah, this is the 10. Let's do... Oh. Damn, okay. Fuck. And is there a plus? No, it's just flat. Okay. So he would take 28 necrotic.
Okay.
Maybe +5 from me hitting him? Maybe? With the unarmed strike?
I will allow it, but he is still alive. Just barely.
So that would be 33.
3.
Yeah. Sorry, I took way longer than I should have.
No, it's okay. Because in that time, because it took a long time.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You sort of kick him on the ankle, and it causes him to stumble ever so slightly. And then you see him sort of pause and stop, and his breath sort of hitches as he falls to the side, and you see a dagger sticking out of the back of his neck. And from behind him, where he was, you see that it's Ace. But he doesn't look as... I don't know if you could call him a friendly person, but he definitely does not look friendly, more threatening. His eyes are not a blue, but a maroon. As he walks in, not looking at you, and then walks over to the other guard, and with his bare hands... Let's see if he actually does do it. Let's fucking go. Strangles him to death.
Dang!
And after he does, you see he just sort of hunches over him for a second, looking a lot more not elegant than he usually does. And then his eyes return to a green. And he looks at you. And then, going from that very straight-looking face, he just goes, "God's damn it, Vert, did you remember what I said about danger?" As he goes up and shuts the door behind him.
I was standing still.
And yet, look, you've killed 2 guards.
What?
My favorite.
Oh, what? You're going to leave them in here with me?
Yeah.
I mean, if you had all the intentions of killing them, why not? How long have they even been in here? Did they hurt you?
No one had a whip. They're going to.
But they didn't?
No.
God. As he walks up and takes the whip and then just holds it behind him. You know, I never quite get some people. Killing with your bare hands is just so unelegant. It's strange. I don't like it, so... Even torture. Torture's supposed to be fun, not, what you've done in the past and what they were, I guess, about to do to you.
I wouldn't call what I did fun.
Oh, I wasn't. I'm saying that it should be fun, not what you did. Trust me, I would never call it fun.
Do you lower this?
Huh?
I'm a joke.
I'm a-
Continue, guys.
Oh, sorry, I got distracted by that. Am I going to be able to be let out of here? What if someone else comes by and sees 2 dead guards in here? Then I'm gonna have another person trying to hurt me from me just sitting here.
Put them under your bed.
Well, unlucky
Can't reach the bed.
unlucky for both of us, I'm going to stay in here with you. Your friends have found their way into the Ace of Spades, though it's not actually here. As long as they can manage to get out of limbo, then they're going to come down here and cause quite a mess. And unfortunately, I guess I have to be here for when it happens.
At least they're trying to help me. But... thank you for staying.
Sure, it's not like I want to, but... And you see that he walks over and sits with his legs crossed on the bed as he starts sort of fiddling with his fingers and fixing his nails, not really looking or talking to you. And if there's not anything that you would like to say to him, then I will move on.
I'm debating. Actually, there is something I want to say, but I'm not sure it's a good time. How long do you think it'll take before they get here?
What, are you trying to make small talk?
Maybe.
You see that he sort of squints his eyes looking at you for a second, then looks back. Well, it depends on how long they take to realize the truth about where they are. The Ace of Spades have more than just a few changelings on their sides, after all. Divine intervention, as you clerics like to call it.
Really, what deity, if I may ask?
A new one. I don't give a shit about that, to be honest. I've never seen myself as a holy man, as you can probably tell. But I believe it's of a similar stature to that faceless figure that you have following you around. It's not him, but it's definitely close. It feels just as shit speaking with him as it did with Quinn.
Do they by chance have rainbow hair?
Well, I wouldn't say rainbow, but definitely flamboyant. I think that I am a pretty obvious fellow, but if he had any sort of genitals, which I don't know if he does, being a godly figure, I'm just saying he's not using them on a woman.
Oh my god.
I can't with this.
If you catch what I'm throwing.
Oh no, I certainly do. I believe I'm acquainted with him. His name is...
Acquainted with him? What have you done with him?
Yes, he might have thrown me into hell.
Oh, it's not a sexual thing? My bad. I always assume.
No, God, no. Ew.
That's why I had a gut reaction to it. I'm sorry.
Oh my god. Sorry, that was fucking funny.
How is hell, if you've been to it? Is it as grotesque as everyone believes?
It's interesting. Hard to describe. Lots of creatures beyond my imagination. I almost had my face taken off again.
Tends to happen with you a lot, doesn't it?
Surprisingly.
Very removable face.
And everyone seems to have a place in there with a designed punishment just waiting for that person to come down. I actually met the originals of our little story.
Originals?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like those people that my mother worked with?
The fated tide, yes.
Ugh. Hope I wish you saw her down there with them, but we can't all get what we want.
No, speaking of places where dead people go, is when you left us, that all the way back, we had our first little disagreement among the party, and we ended up going to the underground to figure out that whole situation. Did something happen?
As you say that, you see his back sort of straighten a little bit, and he closes his eyes and takes a sharp inhale, and he opens his eyes slightly, and you see that shift in his eye color again, but it goes back to his blue. He says, "No, not really. I came here, if that's as traumatizing as it gets."
Oh, I could imagine, but I recently went to the, no better way to say it, the Hall of the Dead, and I saw your name. It scared me for a moment, but until I saw the date.
Again, his eye color shifts, staying as the maroon for much longer this time, before he comes back and rolls his eyes a little bit. Virtue, if this is some sort of tactic to try and get me to reveal anything, it's not gonna work. Just because you can read other people well doesn't mean I'm part of that pile too. I mean, look at me, I'm obviously not dead.
You know what? How about I have a good look at it?
Roll an insight check.
If anything was different, yeah. Have a good look at him. That's not a bad number. Let's do with my plus 15. Okay, I forgot I had a plus 15. 31.
Right. Everyone here is getting a roll in the 30s at some point in time. You see that his body is tense, but his face is completely calm, and he seems to be truthful. You don't know if it is the truth, but he believes what he's saying.
Well, Ace, truthfully, I'd never would make you say anything, but I'm being honest. I did see you in there, and like I said, I can't even describe the sort of reaction I had, but I just wanted to make sure you were okay.
You see that his face sort of becomes as tense as the rest of his body does, and for a final time, his eyes shift, but it sticks in the maroon. And he goes, "Look, I understand that you're trying to be touching or whatever, but it's not gonna work, okay? I'm fine. Maybe you're hallucinating in there. You always have trouble with spirits, don't you?"
Can I insight check this again because this seems a bit vastly different.
Sure.
Like, ooh, that was a better number than the first one.
A 42.
Oops. Nope, can't reach those numbers yet.
Right.
34.
Okay. You've been around Ace a lot. Enough, even from a young age, to know that that this isn't Ace anymore. With that, we'll move over to Rock Crusher.
I'm sorry, it's not Ace anymore.
Doesn't feel like it.
No one we know is real. I've not seen Otto come into this corridor then, have I?
You have not. There's a
Okay,
room
roll
with
it.
a gagged up virtue, and then a room with 6 gagged up virtues.
Are all in separate areas. Lovely. Guess I'll try the room with 6 virtues in first. Get that one out of the way.
You enter the room, the door closes behind you, and you immediately, almost as if as soon as you shut the door, they immediately become animated. And they immediately start wailing out and crying, needing help. All
Any of
injured.
them, do they all sound like virtue?
They definitely do. Couldn't tell you how long it's been in between or after the segments that we have with virtue. I can tell you that much, even though it's kind of metagaming, but
What do you mean?
I can't confirm that the segments that we're having with virtue right now are happening in tandem with yours.
Got it. That does complicate things. Okay. You say they're all like tied to a wall or something?
They're all tied to the floor, chains on their wrists that are attached to the ground. They're all lying down on the ground as well. Each of them in this pretty small room for 6 people to be lying on the ground.
Okay. I guess I will. Well, I'll go up to the 6 of them. I'll. I guess one by one I'll go around. I'll remove them. You said they were blindfolded, yeah?
They are, yes.
Yeah, I'll go. I'll remove blindfolds. Well, virtues. This is interesting. I guess raise your hand if you're the real one.
Were they tied down at all, or were they
I
just...
know, I'm doing a gag. Thank you, voice in my head, but I'm doing a bit.
Ah.
It's very funny. You're doing a good job.
It's a bit of a gotcha moment. Okay, maybe you want to admit to being fake? They're just not saying anything?
No.
Just all silent.
They all look at you crying.
We're not saying anything.
Unless one of them wants to. No.
Alright, well, I guess we do this the long way. I'll sit down, put my hand on one of their ankles, just like one on the left or something, and I'll take 10 minutes just to cast Identify.
What are you doing?
Oh. I'm seeing if you're real. So I just killed a fake one a couple of hours ago. Don't know if any of you guys heard about that one, but I killed your buddy.
No, because I've been here.
Your face was covered in goo. Gave me a good go though. Still killed it though.
No, because I've been here.
That's
Hoping
very
one
good.
of
Yeah,
them would-
well, you might be, but there's currently 6 people. 6 of you, so if you're not the right one, I will kill you.
And you're going to somehow find that out in 10 minutes?
Yes.
Rock Crusher. You see a small hole begin to almost burst out from the wall. It's only big enough for you to fit a finger in, but you can start to see something dripping out of it. Something similar to that waterfall that bursted out of the side of the wall of the first dungeon that you were in. Don't know how long you have until it starts.
Makasha, there's no time.
Is it actually water, or is it like corrosion goo?
Roll a survival check.
Oh, I can do that with my strength.
That makes sense.
Soft
it
20. It does. It does. Hey,
How?
take it up with Wizards of the Coast. You get a flight to LA and go complain to them.
Right. You can tell it's definitely not water.
Okay. Alright, okay, new plan. You're all coming. Gosh, no, that's kind of a bad plan. Oh, shit. God, I wish Virtue was here.
I am. I'm right here.
Up.
Nope, that one just laughed. It's not the real one.
Yeah, I was
No,
gonna
that was
say,
me giggling. That was me going hee hee. Because I'm just...
You're obviously not real, because the real Virtue would not take me telling them to shut up sitting down, so I'm afraid you're going to die.
Wait, what? What's your logic?
If the real Virtue would never put up with me telling them to shut up.
You know what? Fair.
I love the defeated toad. You know what? Fair.
Damn, you got me.
It'd been really funny if it was that Virtue that just said it to. Okay, you got me.
It's actually the real one. And she's like, fuck. My bad.
Damn. I somehow acted out of character when it's me.
Okay, fine. If you are the real Virtue, tell me something that only I would know. Okay, so we're running out of time. So it's either you die or you give me something concrete. That's concrete, baby.
Oh god, I need to think about this. What is something only Virtue? No, we really were just talking about this.
You see that more of the corrosion is starting to spill from the hole in the wall.
Running out of time.
Thinking, pondering. And you had a secret admirer?
Well, yes, but it wasn't particularly secret. We sort of travelled with us for a little bit.
Yes, and that's why you had the secret admirer.
What did she write in the letter?
Why would I be reading your letters?
I told everyone, I'm fairly sure.
Well, I don't remember.
Or at least give me the cliff notes. God, I really want it to be you. Just give me something.
About how attractive you were?
Well, yes, but you know.
I mean, that's all it really was.
You sure you're real? Just not much. Alright, fuck it, fine. Okay, I'm just gonna get my axe. I'm just gonna smash through the ropes or the chains or whatever he's holding onto the floor. How are the others reacting?
The others seem to be shocked. They're not to speak for Virtue, obviously, and you can say if they react differently, Virtue, but they're just like, you trust him over me, over us? It could be any of us. Shit like that. But if you want to say something else, then go for it, Virtue.
I go and grab one of their faces.
Roll a d6.
Free.
Okay. You go up to the third farthest Virtue away and grab onto her face.
Is it solid, or does it appear to be looking solid but actually made of goo?
I mean, it definitely feels like Virtue's face. I'm assuming she doesn't appreciate it very much.
Percussion, what are you doing?
Think of your face is made.
That one is the fake.
Whose side are you on?
Sorry.
I'm just gonna squeeze the face.
Oh, you're hurting me.
I've got a 1 in 7 chance. I'll take that. I'll take those odds. I'll just keep on squeezing.
Make a strength check.
We're just gonna pop ahead like a grape.
15.
You don't squeeze it till it pops, but you're sort of
I wasn't
digging.
trying to like pop it. It's a bit morbid.
Yeah, well, you're digging into her head, and the deeper you get, you don't feel like skull, but you do see that Virtue's face is contorting in pain and whatnot, and all of that from like the pure pressure that you're putting on it. And Virtue, you take 10 piercing damage.
You said I don't feel skull.
You don't.
Like there's no skull, or I'm not squeezing hard enough to get to skull.
As in some's not there.
There's no skull.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'll finish the job.
You freed one of the Virtues, right?
I think I said I was. I think I said I did, but I think
You
I might have
did.
reneged on that.
You never said that you reneged on it.
Yeah, in that case, I'll.
Yeah, so
finish
there is one next to you, and you can say it's that Virtue.
In that case, I'll go and grab that one next.
Ricochet, it's me.
Sure. Start squeezing. I'm two-handed in this one.
Virtue, make an athletics or an acrobatics check.
Is that contested?
To your strength, yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Oh boy, my dice has been going across the room. Hold on. I gotta find a new d20.
God damn it.
Look, it went. Whoop. You said a dex or a strength, right?
And athletics or an acrobatics, so basically.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Nah, you chill.
22.
23.
Damn.
Bitch,
Plus 7, baby.
I have a +8.
Yeah.
It's a strength diff
Keeping on
right there.
squeezing. Yeah.
The dice diff.
Any skull? Feel any skull in there?
You do feel something solid inside the head.
Okay. If you are the real virtue, I'm really sorry about that.
Ow.
Virtue take
I'll buy you a
5
drink
piercing
later.
damage.
Just sit there and please don't try and stab me if you aren't real. And
Alright.
I'll just go around the other ones and just try and see if they've got skulls.
I'll have you roll just one
roll it?
strength save.
Okay.
Or strength check, I meant to say.
Soft 20.
Okay, as you're going around to the different virtues, you see them all sort of looking at you, saying the same spiel that the first 2 virtues did. Though one of them says something different. This one is like, it's the least feeling normal one. It feels very squishy. But you hear it say, "Break the wall. This isn't real." But the rest of them don't have as nearly of a solidness to it.
Yay. Well, I'll pop the skulls. Lack of skulls, I guess.
You squeeze them, and as you do, you see them sort of like, their eyes pop out and then liquid spews out. It spews out of their mouth onto your hand as it gets coated in this white goo. Corrosion, if you might say. As they sort of fall to the ground in a pile of goo. Still definitely alive, and it seems to have attached itself to your hand.
I'll just shake that off. I can.
You cannot. You shake it off, but your hand is slightly
Singed.
slightly pale.
Alright. Thinking about what the one said about it not being, can I take a moment to assess my sort of mental state? Am I aware that I'm potentially in a massive illusion, or if I'm like hooked up to a Matrix-esque pod?
Make an intelligence check.
Ah, yes, my best ability. Come on. Okay. Give me a good roll. 11.
You're more focused on the fact that your hand is turning pale, turning white. Kind of forgot about what the other person said. Still remember it, but don't. It was a corrosion, so obviously it's lying.
Okay, I'll go outside. I'll bring the other virtue with me, but I'm just gonna, like, tie your arms together just for a little bit.
Is this really necessary?
Yes, it is. Please sit there. And I'll go into the other room and I won't even say anything to it. I'll just squeeze its skull, see if it's soft.
I love that this is the parameter.
Okay, for lack of a better option.
Which hand are you squeezing it with?
Probably the one that's already a bit gooey.
And which one would that be? You can pick.
I'll say right hand.
You touch this, you grab onto this Virtue's face with your right hand, and immediately you see the color of Virtue fall and the shape sort of fall with it as you see it start to almost, I wouldn't say inject, but definitely absorb into your scales.
Noted. I am going to not continue to squeeze it, and I will leave the room.
Your right hand seems to have gone from the reddish-gray tint to a light gray color. Just the fingertips
Really?
for now.
Yeah, it was right. It's not real, this.
Rakasha, are you alright?
Probably not, but...
I have a spell that stops poison. Would you want me to use it?
No, thank you. Those are the only two doors. What about the door I came in through? Is that still there?
You see that it's just a wall. Though for a second you almost think that you see words flashing against the wall, similarly to what the corrosion said. It's scratched in almost blood, as it says, "Hit the wall," before flashing out of your memory again. And I'll let you think about what you want to do as we move over to Otto. Otto, you have entered this room, and very quickly it has started to fill with a corrosive material.
Yep.
From the ceiling, you see that it has not quite hit your feet yet, but in a matter of seconds it will. What are you going to do?
What's the room? Like, is there anything I can hold on to? Is there like a door on another side? Is there a door behind me? Because I assume my hand is like against the wall the second I see corrosion shit. Like, if the door is still there, and I'm still looking around to see if there's like a different surface I can get onto for higher ground, or if there is a door I can leave from.
The walls are uneven, so you can really use your Go Ancestry because it's not a 90-degree angle as well. The door is still there, though I don't know about how reliable it is.
Are you saying that I'm getting a sense that it's not going to be very reliable, or that there's something going on with the door?
You can sense that it's either A, going to be overtaken by corrosion really quickly, or B, it is locked.
And then there's not another door anywhere else.
The only thing is the hole in the ceiling that the corrosion is coming out of.
I'm gonna try very quickly to see if the door is locked, and if not, then it looks like I'm gonna be trying to scale a wall.
You jiggle the door handle. Can you make a dexterity saving throw for me?
Yeah. You said saving throw?
Yes.
Got you. 23.
You jiggle the door handle, and right as you do, you see a bit of the corrosion splash up against the door, almost touching you, but it does not, though you can feel that the door is locked. Though the little piece of corrosion that splatters itself and sticks to the wall, it takes the form of a small little grasshopper as it looks up to you and says very quietly, almost a whisper, "Break the wall. This isn't real." Before falling back into the mass of goo that is filling the room rapidly.
I was gonna like make a face, but like, what other options does Otto have right now, and is going to try and ram into the wall?
It's made of stone, but you can if you want to.
Yeah. If I get a concussion, I get a concussion.
Can you roll a strength check for me?
Can you get a concussion?
That's actually a great question. I don't think I have a brain
We're
to
about
get
to
a
see.
concussion with.
No brain.
That says a lot.
And you said a strength check?
Strength check, yes.
That's a 15. If only if it was a saving throw.
Can you roll a D100 for me again?
I'm on it. Uh, 58.
You feel yourself ramming into the wall, and you almost feel as though it's not as firm as it should be for a second. You almost feel yourself breaking through to something, though it seems that by just barely, and I mean just barely, you do not break through the wall.
I'm assuming I'm still in this room.
You are. You almost bounce back as if it's an elastic. And at this point, it has filled up the bottom level of the walls, of the floor, so your hooves are covered in corrosion.
Nope, good thing I don't wear shoes, and I'm gonna go back to trying to go at the wall.
Roll another strength check.
That's a 9.
You do not get as nearly as far as you did before.
One more time. If not, I'm gonna Eldritch Blast this shit if I can't get through it normally. You know what? I'm Eldritch Blasting good wall. How does that sound?
Okay.
I got a natural one. I'm not...
Right.
I'm going to Eldritch Blast the wall.
Roll to hit.
Like, auto tries. And it's just... face plants.
At this point, you can feel it starting to creep up your ankles, almost to your knees.
Give me a sec. A 25, a... Let me roll just the other two, just so it's gonna be faster. A 28 and a 30.
Okay. Roll a D100.
A 34.
You feel your Eldritch Blast impact into the wall greater than it just being stone. You see it almost move with the Eldritch Blast as it sort of is taking it in and absorbing the blast. Then your vision goes completely white as the wall sort of bursts and your Eldritch Blast comes firing back towards you. And as soon as your vision, you get startled from the sudden blast and the sudden noise, you all of a sudden, you sit up, almost heavy breathing, and look around. And you see that you are in a jail cell. Stone walls, damp room. 4 walls, a stone door, no bars. There's a bed and a bucket in the corner, and laying next to you is Rock Crusher.
Like, actually looking with true sight, this is a Rock Crusher.
It's definitely a dragon.
Does it have... I know Rock Crusher has certain scars on his body. Does he have those scars?
He does.
Oh, it's most likely Rock Crusher. Is Otto chained, or is Rock even chained?
You are not chained, though on the ground you can see a sort of ritual symbol. There isn't any actual symbol in it, it just seems more like just a normal satanic circle, I guess we could say. Not a specific symbol, but it is underneath. Yeah, you know what, yeah. But neither of you are chained.
do I recognize the symbol? Or, like, is this something that could activate, if we move just the smallest, like, anything in particular? Or is it just something that's unactive on the floor?
Roll an Arcana check.
That is a soft 20.
It doesn't seem like it is triggered by any movement, but from what you can feel, it feels very powerful. And it also feels very familiar. Not a direct connection, but it feels closer to something that you could harness instead of some sort of guardian, so to speak. You can also feel that this is very powerful magic, and from the way that your head is throbbing, it is almost decaying your mind. And you can infer that if Rock Crusher is in there for much longer, that he might go where Maverick is, isn't the best way to say it. But we will move over
Okay.
to Rock, or to Virtue, actually.
Hello.
One of two. Not the one with Rock Crusher. Virtue, this is the body of Ace, but something about his mannerisms feels very foreign to you.
I believe I DM'd you before saying I wanted to do a history. Could I do that?
Go for it.
Okay. I'm liking these numbers. It is only an 18, though.
Damn. The main thing that sort of you're thinking about is the fluctuation of the voice, specifically. Because it still sounds like Ace in the tone quality and the wave, mainly because it's just, I can only do one voice, but from the way that it fluctuates, it does seem pretty familiar to you. You've only ever seen it once, and you've only ever seen it in a performance setting, but it sounds like Joker.
I'm the Joker, baby.
Virtue would probably have a noticeable shift in expression, no, realizing this is not Ace as of right now, and how about instead you could help me understand, because I can tell this isn't exactly Ace.
What do you want to medal?
I want information. And I'm not saying I'm going to weaponize it, because you're in Ace's body, why would I? But at least if I had some form of understanding, it'd help me.
About your situation, the shipment, or me?
You.
Well, I'm flattered. I protect Ace. That's about all it is to it. I will do whatever it takes to keep him safe, whether he knows it or not, and whether it helps you, your friends, or not either.
So Ace doesn't remember anything when you take over?
He chooses what he wants to remember, though most of the time he doesn't want to. Probably from something in his past. He trusts me, and so he lets me do whatever I want.
And how did this come to be?
I think he'd be upset if I told you.
I know
What the fuck?
Crazy music choice.
What the fuck? Who? Where? No. No.
What do you mean? That was the vibe.
No.
What are you talking about?
No. Absolutely not. What was that? I did not put that on. Better. What the fuck? I need to like pull myself together after that. What the fuck? Ruined everything. Okay,
Lock back in?
I'm fine. Locking back in. Locking back in.
Lock the fuck in.
Ooh, what do I want to say though? Knocked off my train of thought. But it wasn't always this way.
No. Well, I've been around for quite some time. We've even, had a connection before. Though I don't think Ace remembers it at all. I've had one with Otto, too. That was pretty interesting. But Ace definitely doesn't remember it.
Well. Who are you?
I'm Joker. Virtue. Who are you?
The joke, baby.
I believe you already said my name.
The one you want to believe. You trust Ace, I think. So why not trust me?
What am I trusting you with?
Letting me handle things.
I do trust Ace. But I don't know who you are. Besides a name. And a little bit more violent.
I haven't done anything than talk to you, Virtue. Is it the fluctuation? I've been told that it's a bit much sometimes. You've definitely trusted me before, I could tell you that much. You trusted me enough to let me carry you in my arms and give you a kiss to make you feel better. You trusted me enough to let Otto have a full relationship with me. So why not trust me now?
Well, one, I was unconscious with the first one. And two, I wasn't aware of this swapping of the other eye colors. Also, different versions, or is there only two of you?
I know that we're both big characters, but there's definitely not a third. That I know of, at least.
And look, I will wholeheartedly admit I don't really know what's going on with this. But
Here. As he gets up and then takes a key up to the shackles around your wrists and unlocks them. And he's speaking as he does this. I'll tell you my plan, and I'll tell you the part that you take in it. Your friends are here. One of them just woke up, and the other one is about to die. So better go find them, do whatever the fuck you need, and get out of here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to leave, he's going to come back, and we're going to continue to make as much of the corrosion as your valiant leader needs, and at the very last moment, I will take over it and have it under my control instead. Then, no one can hurt us anymore. And if you stay on my good side, then I'll make sure that it doesn't hurt you either, okay? As he sort of starts to walk out the door. And be careful with trying to stop me. I am Ace, after all. And he does need me. Checkmate. I know it's not a card game, but still you get the point, right? As he opens the door and leaves, but leaves it unlocked.
Virtue's gonna grab their stuff. And as long as I believe when I checked the room before, there was nothing else. So
There's a bed in a bucket.
Yep. So Virtue's gonna peek out into the hall and see if anyone's there.
Peeking out into the hallway, you get a better idea of what this area looks like. You see that other than you obviously were in a cell, but opening into this room, there seems to be velveted carpet along the ground. There are other jail cells around you, you think. It doesn't seem like there are any people around, but they're in the area that you are, there are 2 doors leading out, but in the area that you are, there's a total of 6 cells, with one of the ones being that you were in.
Looking, the dead bodies were still in the room with me, correct?
They were.
The smaller one, would he fit under the bed?
Yes. The other one definitely not.
I am going to... Hold on. I was going to use... Reducing, flame. Basically, I would take a good look at the scrawnier one. And could I use produce flame to possibly burn away his features?
Yeah! You could do that?
Following that, I'm going to see what he looks like, put him under the bed, and then I'm going to start investigating the other cells.
Okay. You see which one? You know what? Roll a d6 for me.
Sure. 4.
Okay, roll again. That one was empty.
Oh. I got 4 again. Fuck. 6.
Okay. That's interesting. You open the door to the next cell that you chose. I'm just gonna say that they're all right next to each other, even though I'm just rolling so that I can see what encounters you get, some might say. And you actually see a familiar face. It's not your friends, but it is one that you have spoke to before. You see that sitting at a table nearby, you see Akai working on putting labels on bottles in the room.
Interesting. He's like locked in a cell?
Mm-hmm. His wrists are attached to shackles that are attached to the table that he's at. And he has a box of bottles, a box of tags, and he is putting the tags on the bottles and putting them into another box on his other side. He's just meticulously working without even turning around to look at you.
This may be worth investigating later. I have a party member that's going to possibly die. So, noted. He's in number 6. Could I check the other ones in hopes of finding my friends?
Sure. I'll just say that the second one after you check Akai's and you check one more that doesn't have anything in it. And then the next one that you check is locked. And Otto, you hear someone jostling on the door.
I can't see inside.
No.
She starts screaming and blood starts pouring out her eyes.
Virtue would kind of like knock on the door and say like, anyone in there?
You hear Otto, a guard, knocking on the door and saying, "Anyone in there?"
Oh, is he that nasally? Oh, okay.
You chose the skinnier one, bruh.
I did choose the skinnier one. I forgot how nasally he was, though.
Do you have something to say to me right now, bruh?
No, I have something to say to him.
Yeah, I have something to say to Otto, because they're not here. It's very unfortunate.
Sorry.
This is awkward.
Yes, sorry.
I had a whole... My transition was good as fuck, and you weren't even there to hear it.
My brother walked in and was talking to me.
You hear a knock on your cell door of some sort of person, a muffled voice going, "Is anyone in there?"
I was like a little kind of preoccupied trying to like drag Rock Crusher off of the circle, but it's just like, hello?
Virtue, you hear Otto's voice.
It's a... I mean, wait. The bodies? No, hold on. I didn't check them. Rookie mistake. Wait, going back. I'm gonna be like, hold on. I'm gonna run back. I'm gonna check their bodies. Do they have keys?
It seems that the bigger guy does have keys. I won't have you investigate because they're right on the side of his belt.
Okay, I'm gonna grab the keys. I'm gonna run back. And I'm gonna start. You said keys. I'm gonna start trying.
Roll a d. No, you figure it out. You figure it out eventually. You know what? Yeah, roll a d6.
Oh fuck. 6.
Figured out on the 6th try. The last key. Bit awkward, bit of a fumble, but it's okay.
Because, you're gonna see, this guard open up the door, kind of look, but they have that weird sense of concern on their face that you probably wouldn't expect from a guard.
Otto, you cannot see the sense of concern, but you can see that it's Virtue's body, so...
Please help me move Rock before he ends up kicking the bucket.
Yeah.
I don't think I could roll anything to move Rock Crusher. I'm gonna be 100 with you, Claire, but I'll still try.
Virtue will try and drag him out the room.
Okay, roll a strength check.
Yep. Am I having assistance?
Yeah, I'm about to say, can Virtue get, like, advantage? Because I know my rolls are gonna be ass.
Yes, you can roll with advantage.
Alright, 21.
Well, I guess let's move over to Rock Crusher to see what happens. Rock Crusher, what are you doing? Nothing, apparently.
Hey, Rocker's dead.
No, too late. You
Oh
were
shit,
too
I was
late.
muted. Well, I'm running out of options, fake virtue. So, I'm gonna do what the suspicious writing on the wall's saying.
Why would you break a wall?
Shut up. I'm gonna Kool-Aid man a wall.
Okay, roll a strength check.
$17. Thank you for the idea as well, Victoria.
Roll a d100.
No problem.
28.
Okay. You do you have any parting words for Virtue? Anything you want to say?
No, not really.
Damn. You just gonna let him speak to you like that?
Sad. Fake virtue.
How fucking rude. How fucking rude.
No, you weren't real.
Fake virtues have rights too.
You look at Virtue going, that motherfucker right there is not real. And you turn around and go
Killed all my friends.
full speed running into the wall. Do you have a particular wall that you're going for?
They probably one to the left of the left-hand door. Just
Okay. You take as much of a running start as possible, and you feel yourself impact something, and though it is a wall, it sort of is like moving with your body as well. And quickly you hear a popping sound, of like almost the pop of a balloon of some kind, and it startles you ever so slightly as your entire vision goes white. And you find yourself sitting up and banging your head against Virtues as they're trying to move you out of some sort of ritual circle that's on the ground, and you're in a cell room, and your head hurts like a lot from impacting Virtue. Both of you take 8 bludgeoning damage from hitting each other. And then, Rockrush, you also take 28 psychic damage as you feel the back of your brain just hurt.
Ow.
what's happening?
We're basically just...
Yeah, no, okay, my virtue does look like some random guard.
Yeah, I got all my shit on me.
You do.
I'm gonna pull a knife.
Oh, hey, that is, like,
Virtue's gonna like, take a couple
telepathically.
steps back.
You pull out a knife and you can
telepathically.
see that your fingers are still white.
I'm like shaking like a shitting dog. Like,
Telepathically, Otto is just like, that is virtue. That is virtue. Relax.
Rakasha.
Your hand. Oh,
It's
shit.
me.
what's real?
Virtue, his hand.
Yeah, I got gooed.
What happened to your hand?
We're
got
cutting
gooed.
your hand off.
No, you're not.
Whoa. Here,
If he's infected.
let me try something.
I'm still like holding the knife on this random person.
Virtue's like gonna cautiously like step forward and be like, "It is me, Rakasha. I'm not.
I've just
It is me,
dealt
Rock
with
Crusher. I am not.
It is me.
It is me.
It is me.
It is
It is not."
It is actually
your
virtue.
friend Virtue.
It is actually virtue. I can see. Remember? True sight here. I can see this.
I'm gonna
How do I know you're fucking
slowly take Rakasha's arm.
Still holding the knife. I'm just gonna hold
Still
my
holding
arm
the
out.
knife, not taking the, knife away. I'm just gonna touch, and I'm gonna cast Lesser Restoration.
Can you make
And
an Arcana
ending-
check?
Sure.
At a D6.
Sure. Fuck, I'm really lucky with these D6s. What the fuck?
Oh wait,
I rolled like how many?
a Arcana check.
It's
There
yeah.
we go. Yes,
Bardic,
yes.
Bardic inspiration. Yeah.
I want to be like, oh wait, what's the problem? I thought he had bardic
Nothing. No,
inspiration.
you're good. I'm not thinking too many virtues on the mind. I'm sorry.
Oh boy.
Too many.
Don't give him a complex, please. A 37.
Oh wow.
So you got a
take that.
31 originally, and you needed to add the bardic inspiration on there. Is that what you're saying?
I just added it for fun.
Right. So I just. I'm gonna start upping these DCs, okay, bruh? Goddamn, you fucking people.
Look, it's just with Arcana. Honestly, no, it's with Persuasion and Insight. Those are cracked. My Arcana's only a plus 14. I just rolled really well here.
Right. Rock Crusher, you see this random ass guard put his hands all over you and start gently rubbing you.
No.
No, you see this
guard.
guard.
My arm, come kiss me for it.
You see this guard gently take your arm and sort of flowing this cooling feeling through. Your fingers are pulsating and burning almost. But this cooling sensation almost, you can physically see it pushing the whiteness, pushing the paleness, I guess I should say, out of your fingertips to the tips of your nails and out of your hands.
There's this white goo coming out of my fingertips.
Yes. And then falling into a pile on the ground.
That's disgusting. Okay.
We're just gonna take a step back from it, ew.
Thank you, I guess, but still, who the fuck are you?
Right, Crusher, it's me.
Yeah, I've had a lot of people in the past, 20 minutes proclaim to be virtue, okay? You don't even fucking look like her. At least the other 6 did. 7.
You thought it was a great idea to... how do I prove myself to you? I don't even know anymore. Everything we do is too public. What, you turned me upside down and shook me? At that one festival?
I do that to everyone.
Fine. Remember what happened in the hallway?
You know what? Okay, you know what? Whatever.
The hallway? I was carried around like a football. You know how embarrassing that was?
There you go. That's
okay, that is true. That was kind of funny.
No!
Fine. Alright. Just...
Can we get out of here, please?
Yeah. I fucking hate this place.
Out of here is a good question.
Well, actually...
How do we get out of here?
Yeah, I was just say it's more of an if.
How about this? This place, from what I know, is lingering with changelings, and I'm right now taking the form of a guard. So, how about I pretend that you guys are my prisoners, and I am taking you somewhere. I don't know where yet. Since you're obviously already in cells. And then... Or, there's also that big guy in the hallway. Maybe you could take his identity, Rock Crusher, just burn him up, and then we could just hide Otto. I don't know.
Where would you like to hide me?
You would probably be some sort of prisoner.
Please, I don't want to be in the bag.
No, we're not gonna put Otto in the bag.
Not the bag.
Time is of the essence, Rock Crusher. Why don't you go in there and take that guy's identity and do what you want with the body? I do not care.
We have to. Can I don't like... This is all getting far too complicated. Too much identities of people pretending to be other people, and people pretending to be people they're not.
If you want to go guns blazing, then I won't stop you, but I also won't join you.
I'm out of spell slots, so I can't really disguise myself.
Oh. What's a spell slot?
I don't know. Well, I've cast too many spells, and I'm mentally exhausted, sorry.
Okay.
I have 2 spells left, and thankfully casting Disguise Self doesn't require me to use a spell slot.
Well, how the hell are we gonna take a long,
Just take a
adequate
long-
rest?
Just have a nap. Have a nap in the cell.
Well, why don't...
Preferably not that one with a pentagram.
Well, if we're gonna do the escort idea, why don't I pretend to be that burly guy, and we escort Rock, because Rock's more of a person that's probably gonna need 2 guards than a small satyr that's probably not gonna need 2 guards.
That's a pretty good idea. Yeah.
But Rock, you are gonna have to come
Sure.
to the body once I'm...
And at this point, we should be able to get what we're here for.
Small problem.
What?
Someone needs to describe the face to me.
It's in the other room. Right there.
You can feel
Points
it.
at Cell.
Okay.
No, describe the face. I cannot see the face. I cannot become the dude if I can't see the face.
I'll be back in a second. I'm just gonna walk into the room. You hear some like Looney Tunes like crash bang, like a horn going off.
Very nonchalant.
Walk back out with the guy's body. Okay, I'm just gonna like just put your hands on his face. Just feel his face. Make that face.
I guess how well could I accurately make this man's face just by touch?
Virtue describes color over your shoulder.
Make a survival check.
With advantage, because I'm helping.
Okay. Oh god, what was a natural 20? That was a 1.
Two
Alright,
ends
so
of the
21.
spectrum. You get an idea. You get that guy's face. You. It's like you kissed him. You got it.
Whoa.
You almost did on accident.
No,
but
you put your fingers in his mouth, you know.
Oh god, that's his finger. It's his mouth. Hold up, wait a minute. Guys, I need you to tell me if I'm getting close to something now. I don't want to...
I thought you were feeling how large his lips were.
I didn't
Didn't realize you go for teeth too.
Like just put like a finger in his mouth and like ooh.
why is it so wet?
Is this the face? Do I have the face?
Please tell me
Yeah.
this is the face.
That's definitely a face. I mean,
It's a face.
Great. Alright, let's go. Rock dispose of the body. And then we can escort you.
No, put him in the bag of devouring.
Do you two
check-
have any
I'll check his
idea
pockets
where the
first.
shipment could be?
You sound like Squidward there.
I'm supposed to sound nasally.
idea?
I'm supposed to sound
Where
nasally.
the
This is how this guy's supposed to sound.
Claire, question. I forgot.
SpongeBob.
We've been through a lot, so it's slipping my mind at this moment. The paper. Did the paper say where the shipment was?
it said that it got delivered to Joker's room.
It's in Joker's room.
I'm the Joker, baby.
Has to say it every time.
I do. Well, we could have 2 birds, 1 stone then.
I mean,
What's the second bird?
Joker.
We
What
can't. I'll explain that later, but let's not be hitting anyone named Joker at this moment.
I mean,
Well,
the guy pretends to be Ace. He pretends to be a lot of people.
I'll explain
No,
later.
no, you could explain now, actually. I've been through quite a bit trying to get you out of here. I think I might owe an explanation as to why I can't kill the guy who just, like, made me need to go insane.
Ace and Joker are the same person. Now,
What?
Oh, okay.
but not the same, but like 2
Oh.
people in the same body. I'll explain it more what I know when I don't feel like I'm constantly being watched. So,
Yeah,
let's
that's fair.
start moving.
Alright, where are we going? Because I'm assuming no one... If we're going to get the shipment, none of us know where Joker's room is. Unless
I
you
got these.
had a conversation with Joker and asked, hey, where's your room? I'll make a visit.
You know what? Are there any signs? Is there like an emergency exit sign? You know?
This is building up to protocol, so what you're asking me?
Yeah.
Can you roll an investigation check for me? Actually, don't roll. There's no signs.
Look, I had to put my shot out there.
Okay, you know what? For the shits and giggles, really quickly in the cell, while no one hopefully is looking like outsiders guards, I'm gonna see if I can summon a pseudo dragon in here.
Can you make a religion check?
Yeah, religion. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Am I good at religion? I am. Huzzah! A soft 20.
Just barely. You do not make a pseudo dragon.
So I can have a pseudo dragon storm the place. So we can either just make an exit or walk around here like dumbasses with a guy with rock crusher.
I vote we walk around like dumbasses, hope no one notices, and maybe we just stumble across it. And then, worst case situation, we do have to get a bit.
I'm still very much hurt. I don't think it's a good idea to get into a fight.
Well, should we take like 30 minutes? You guys need a little nap. Like, we're already here, it's not going anywhere.
Do we have time for that?
How about
Well,
I will give
sort of-
you the keys. And if you both need to rest, you can. But I'm going to go investigate.
You know,
I'm cool. I'm Gucci.
I don't know if I trust Rocco. You know what?
I'll
be fine.
Okay.
More in the sense of
Heard that.
more of the sense of whenever we do a stealth mission, you somehow end up fighting.
Not for lack of stealth, okay. I'm just not gonna lie, you know, I've got an honest face.
Let's just continue. I think I'll be fine.
You know, if I'm guilty of anything, it's being too honest.
Ooh.
All
Right.
right, both
So
of you.
where are you?
Now, let's
Let's
Go.
please go.
Can
I don't know. I mean,
Where are we going?
by the way, Akai is in the other room if you want to talk to him.
Huh?
Who?
Akai is in the other room.
Does he know we're here?
No.
We should probably keep it that way. Just in case. We've had issues with people not being who they seem to be recently.
Alright. I'm gonna start walking.
I will follow with you.
Oh, well, are we doing the guard bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which direction did Ace, aka Joker, aka Heart, aka I don't even know anymore.
Something.
Where?
I'm the chocolate baby.
Something like that.
Which direction did he go?
And from the direction of your cell, he went right. So for you, Otto's on the other on Rock's on the other side, so it'd be left. In your perspective, it's left, as you are right now.
You know what? I will venture that way.
What formation are you all in?
I mean,
Doing a guard bit, I'm guessing Brock should probably be slightly ahead, and then we
It's
be posted
either-
at your side.
that
Yeah.
or one's ahead and one's behind. Both work.
I'll hide my axe underneath my cloak.
Mm-hmm.
And,
So A or B,
I'll
guys.
just keep my hands behind
We'll
my
do
back.
A.
Okay, one guard at Lever's side.
Yeah.
B.
Yes, I'm sort of like, we're in like a sort of triangle shape. I'm kind of at the front, the other two are just slightly behind me, but on each side.
Okay. Describing what you see as you exit. It definitely seemed that you were in some sort of cell block before, and leaving, it is still obvious that you are underground somehow. Again, as I've kind of said every time, there are still velvet carpeted floors. They seem very clean, I'm gonna be honest. There's pretty good, decent decorations, though it's not nearly as creative as it was when you ventured into the Ace of Hearts. It seems the best way to describe what this area looks like is to be a bunker of some kind, an underground structure, just enough for people to live in. It does seem like there are decent enough people that live here. There's places for food, there's places for rest, there's places for like meetings, there's places for training, there's an infirmary, there's like the whole 9 yards. But with that is a shit ton of people as well. And as you sort of leave the cell block, you see a few of them looking over towards you, sort of suspicious almost. Can all of you roll a performance check?
Yep.
Oh, where's guidance when you need it? Because, like, we're all pretending, like, we're all doing it together, because it could maybe be an advantage.
I will allow it.
Thank you.
Mine
2 ones, 2 ones, come on, 2 ones.
is
Yeah.
a 28.
That's a 3,
Okay.
that's a 7, so that's a 10.
Okay.
And a 23.
Virtue and Otto, you being behind Rock Crusher, you can tell that his battle axe is slipping from underneath his cloak. And all of his weaponry are going to be able to be seen pretty soon, but you are very much in public with about 20 people scattered about. It's not like they're all in one big compact area, but they're definitely all looking at you to see what you guys are doing.
This is gonna be for telepathically for this reason to hear, being like the axe is slipping, either someone takes it from Rock or he needs to get a better grip on it.
How far away are we from the cells?
From the
Or is
cells,
there something we could slip into that would keep eyes off of us?
there seems to be some sort of training room to the side. You can tell it's some sort of training room because it like has places for weaponry to go and different like targets that you can see from the door. So there is that room.
And how far away are we from the cells?
You've made it about, I say, like 50 feet away from the cells. A pretty good
50?
Distance away.
Man, I wish I had this idea earlier.
I'm just a prisoner, man. I don't get to say anything.
No, what?
Any solutions?
I'm
going?
going to do something I'm not sure is going to work because I can't excuse bringing a prisoner into a training room.
I mean, our options are bring him to a training room, and then try to come up with an excuse then, or we act like we just realized he has the axe, act aggressive with him, take the axe, and continue on our way.
Could just take my axe.
You know what? Virtue? Could I possibly? Virtue's kind of gonna say, hey, and like yell it, and then can I hit, like the back of Rock Crusher's knee to make him fall down, and then take the axe from him? I'm not. Sorry, buddy, but I have to make it look a little realistic.
Yeah, well, I'll just go with it.
Okay.
I'm doing like stage punch, stage punch, stage punch. Okay, no damage, stage punch.
Right. You can do that. As you sort of scream, you sort of catch the attention of more people.
I'm trying to think about it. Be in character. We're just gonna take the axe and kind of like toss it over to, my dear other guard.
Yep.
Right.
Totally.
Like, what was his name again? What was that other guard's name again? Because I heard their names, but
I don't know.
no, I'm asking Claire.
Roll a history check.
Ah,
42.
Just call him Nate.
I can't have a 42. It's an 18.
For shits and giggles, relax.
Their names. I actually don't remember what they were, but it was. It was like Merc and it was like Merp and Gup or something like that.
Merp and Gup. Oh, Gup. Wait, Gup was the skinny one, I think, and Merp was the other guy.
Yep, Merp.
Because I remember it was the one guy being like, "Oh yeah, Gup. Did you hear about that?" Okay. Slowly coming back to me. Merp is the big guy. They're like, "Hey Merp, you missed something."
Huh? So what would that be? Like,
The axe, dumbass.
well,
Oh,
sorry.
now we gotta bring him back to the cell to make sure that you didn't miss anything else.
Look, I meant to swing things, not check people.
You see someone walk over and say, "Hey, you two doing all right? Do you need me to go get her?"
No, just...
No, just Merp being a dumbass. Come on, let's go back.
Hey! Asshole.
You were taking them to go try out the shipment, weren't you?
Yeah, but not if he has a weapon. And plus, he's a dragon. Thinking about it, is that really a good idea? Dragon, fire.
Can you roll a persuasion check?
Do. 27.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Are you sure you don't want me to go get Diamond for you?
No. I got it. Thanks, though.
All right, boys. Be careful.
The cough tend to be like weak and sickly.
It's so unrealistic that you start just actually coughing.
I'm gonna bring Rock back to the cells. No one's in the hall still, right?
Let me... No, there's not.
No one's in the hall? Okay. We're just gonna go back to a whisper and be like, that's not gonna work. And then I'm just gonna give Rock a pat on the shoulder. And as long as you consent, a creature you touch has the invisible condition until the spell ends.
I'm invisible.
There we go.
Alright,
Now don't bump into anything.
Says someone who is abroad, dragonborn.
You're invisible, not incorporeal.
I'm also incredibly nimble, so...
Skinny legend, I say.
Can't you climb on walls?
Yeah.
What's up with you just being on the ceiling?
Ooh.
Invisible spider on the ceiling. Okay.
Yeah, give me my axe.
Fine.
I can whip
But if
it.
you hit anything, the invisibility will go away.
Oh, I'm counting on it.
No, we don't want you to swing
I
on
know,
it.
I'm joking.
It's
It's
hard to
also,
tell.
you cast a spell, if you get hurt, if you hit anything.
I
You'll
am
be
familiar with how the invisible spell works. Okay, thank you.
I have to make sure sometimes.
Fuck you, man.
Yeah.
You sounded so hurt. Fuck you. Anyway, Otto, let's go the other way. Or, sorry.
Yeah.
Merp, let's go the other way.
Yep.
Really don't want to go back in the church.
No.
You head
Alright, well.
That sound from the music just gave me anxiety.
good.
What? Just breathe.
Good. You head out the other direction. Rock Crusher, are you following them?
Obviously, yes.
Okay,
Well,
just-
that'd be really funny if I didn't. It'd be really funny if I didn't, though.
I mean, that's I always gotta ask. You know.
Yeah, I will.
Okay. The other
All I ask is you communicate.
the other direction that you go, roll an investigation check. Whoever wants one, all three of you can.
Sure.
As you're sort of like going through like lesser populated hallways, it seems to be like there's definitely some torture chambers that you pass by, some an arena sort of thing, like some sort of like working spot, like sort of like punishment ward, I guess you could say.
I'm hoping this place has a wraparound. Does it seem like it's going to turn at any point, maybe into the other area?
That depends on your investigation check.
Guys, what
I
did you roll?
got a 17.
I got an 8.
Useless
I
fucking
got
spider.
a 13, so... Otto! You can see
Otto.
better this time.
Somehow the blind can see a bit better. You can definitely tell that this room does wrap around. You haven't noted any sort of Joker's room at all. You couldn't even tell if it was because nothing is labeled as before. But as you turn the corner, you see Diamond fiddling with an axe, sharpening it. And not only that, you can see that she does not have her mask on. And Virtue, noting her, when we're auto making note of her, you can see that she has, before there wasn't any, but now there are scars on her cheeks. They aren't from a weapon being dragged down, but they are from most likely cigarette burns, making fake freckles along her cheeks.
It's edgy as hell.
What would you all like to do?
I still kind of need to kill
Virtue
this one.
would stop and stare for a couple of seconds, but then realizing, gotta be in character, keeps walking.
Yeah, once Otto sees Virtue still walking, he's gonna follow. But Telepath could be like, you... okay?
We can take her.
Virtue's just gonna nod to Otto.
You don't want to do anything about it for now?
What's there to do?
This is all telepathically. You don't have to use the words.
Well,
What's there to do?
Yeah, fair. That's a very fair thing.
you should hear a little voice from the ceiling. I reckon we could take it, right?
Just,
Virtue.
oh, Telepath is just gonna be like, no, don't bother.
It's like mini Virtue right there. Don't touch the baby. You have to
Especially-
kill Club, aka Elena, not Diamond.
We can still do it.
No! This is out of character, by the way. No!
No!
As you
Come on, it's the perfect opportunity.
as
Give
you
it the gun.
pass by, she looks up to look at all of you, and almost opens her mouth to say something, but does not.
My Hi, Sheila.
The worst part is like, I'm imagining, like, Otto can't see faces, so I'm like, imagine Otto being like, she looks okay, not realizing the whole face problem.
You see Virtue shaking her head wildly, like, no. No.
Oh, something happened to her face. Okay, I can't see it then. Good to know.
Since we're having a telepathic conversation,
Mm-hmm.
Virtue is gonna use this, being like, they thought we were taking him to the shipment when we were going the other way. So once we loop around, hopefully, we can continue going that way. Hopefully, find where they're taking people to have the testament. Try it on, burn it, get out.
Sounds fair.
Maybe find an exit on the way there.
Yeah, we're probably gonna have to.
You have one more slot for Dimension Door.
I have 2 slots left. I used 3 already, but because of how me as a warlock works, I can ask for 2 more.
Okay. A marching we go.
I'm marching away. Can I have you make all of you make another investigation check?
Yay.
Hey, this will have better luck. Not much better luck, but better than a 13.
25.
Wing!
I've locked the back in.
Had
Actually
to.
does the same thing.
I got
Be seated.
a 15.
Right, so some of us are locking in.
I don't know if Virtue's a little distracted.
I'll sort of speed things up a little bit as it does end up looping around back to that same spot. And you continue going forward, passing by the group with most of the people, and going down ominous hallways and whatnot, trying to check rooms the best that you can. Can I actually have you all roll another performance check for me as you're reaching more people?
Another
Or
investigation.
just... No. Rock Crusher roll a stealth check, and then you two roll a performance check.
30.
God damn.
Natural 20.
God
Which,
damn.
if I rolled, because I can roll that with my strength. Oh wait, no. Yeah, I can. 27.
Okay?
I got a 22. Again.
Okay.
You can...
Rock Crusher,
Can I go to the toilet first?
you probably will need to, so go for it.
Thank you. Sorry.
Rock Crusher's an invisible spider. Bro is literally Miles Morales.
Miles Morales.
And you two are just Merp and Gup. So,
Merp and
the
Gup.
boys.
I'm Gup, you're Merp. Gotta remember this. Can't mess it up.
Okay.
How's my enactment of a guard?
It was beautiful. The voice adds to it too. Is that really what I sounded like when I played that guy? Oops. What's going on here, Barbie?
You're really nasally.
Well,
It's almost a Henny level,
whoa.
but with less
you
bad.
you say that like it's a bad thing.
It's almost... No, I love Henny, but it's almost a Henny level with less sassiness.
Well, you know, that's what happens when I have to make... I won't say up on the spot, but utilize dumb-ass guards. One is gonna sound like this, and the other's gonna sound like this, okay? It's that simple.
Oh my god, it sounds so much like Henny.
Okay.
Where is Henny? When is Henny gonna give me a jump scare?
God damn. Patience is a virtue. Oh my god, did you see what I did there? Because your name is Virtue. And you
I know.
Oh my god, it's so funny. So humorous.
I need Henny to come back and give me serotonin.
Bro.
Because he was funny.
Right. He totally wasn't the fucking BBG for that season. No. He wasn't. It's okay. Every other BBEG has been fully flat out killed, you know? Maybe he can come back.
feel like Henny seemed less of a BBG to me and more of like a sick and tired gay elf.
God damn.
That makes sense.
Well, I mean, I did name it after, so no.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh shit!
Sorry.
You didn't hear anything, right?
I just caught the fag end of the conversation.
Oh well, look at that! Ain't this perfect? Anyway, let's move on from that.
Oh no.
It's at the recording. I compared you to a overworked nerdy gay elf. By the way, that's what that was.
Ow.
Yeah, because they were describing Henny, and I was like, well, you know, someone's name is very similar.
Yeah, it's very similar, very similar.
Anyways,
Suspicious that.
eventually, after, you know, making your way into training rooms on accident and finding your way into the fucking kitchen, finding your way into the bedroom, like going to every fucking room.
Whoa.
Okay, you're all men here right now, so
What is
I'm
that
not trying to be. I'm not trying to be
homophobic?
guys, I'm not homophobic. I'm misogynistic, bitch.
Yeah, what's wrong with
You
it?
said we're all guys here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in the bed. I mean, you don't know what we can. Anyways, God, let me give a fucking speech, okay?
Sorry.
You make your way as far back in this fucking place as possible. Haven't found an entrance or an exit, by the way, to let you know. But you have found a specific room. And when entering this room, you immediately know what you're looking for. You see it's a massive, massive room. It goes so tall, and almost honestly, it goes really far down as well, as it sort of opens into just an empty cavern that is sort of you can only really move around from different bridges that are surrounding this thing in the middle that's being held up by chains you can assume to be magical. And all of the different circular bridges all connect to a central thing. And when I say thing, I mean it. Very similarly to the heart of Midas and Demis that you have found and destroyed, this giant mass looks to be a massive heart. Though the heart is gelatinous in nature and moves around like a jelly. And you can almost hear moans and cries from people, all trapped in this heart mass. And you can assume that this beating heart of sorts is due to all of the trapped souls inside, or something like that, all begging to be let out. Not only that, but from the other side of this gelatinous heart to the shipment that they have all gotten, you hear a voice echo. Oh, virtue! As you see Joker, looking like Joker, walk out from behind the heart. Why didn't you just listen to me? I told you it could be easy if you just got your friends and got out of here. But look what I have to do now. And look how much you have to suffer because of it. And that's where we're going to end the session.
So I think we might be ending up doing this my way. Brackets not a good thing.